What is up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the Wrestling Roundtable. I'm excited to do this episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble, TNA, and guess what, folks? Also, some football. I know most of you guys are saying, Chase, we want to hear your predictions. I'm not alone in all this. You guys know my co-host, Alan, is here.
What's going on, everybody? Dirty Bird Nation in the house. Yes, I'm a longtime Falcon fan, but I want to get into wrestling first. Obviously, is the Wrestling Roundtable after all.
Hold up before we talk about that. Alan, who's also your favorite basketball team?
It takes a long time to explain this, but yes, I am a Miami Heat fan. And I can name the 1999 Miami Heat starting lineup if you want me to.
No, that's fine, because isn't it funny how I do a podcast with two people who are a Falcon and a Heat fan? Remember, Justin Peck is also a Falcon and Heat fan. So it's kind of funny that I'm doing two different podcasts with two different people that both like the same teams. I don't know if you're into hockey or anything like that, but it'd be kind of crazy if you like his hockey team. So,
not hockey, but I like to talk to this guy.
Yeah, no, he's a cool guy. Justin is a cool guy. He's also a longtime Heat and Falcon fan. But I just wanted to point that out there. So we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble match itself. I know most of you guys want to hear about CM Punk versus The Rock. We'll get to that because we just got to get over this Royal Rumble match. Now, I don't know about the Rumble card. I think there might be some bullshit going on there. But I don't even know if they have a World Heavyweight title match set. I didn't read the SmackDown spoilers because I don't care about Del Rio and Big Show. But for the Rumble match itself, it literally is just these three guys that could win. Sheamus, Orton, and everyone's favorite, John Cena. Those are the only three I can see winning this match.
Orton and Cena, I definitely see. Sheamus, I'm kind of skeptical. I like Sheamus, but I don't think he's going to win. We'll see.
It's like, because they build up. Then again, he did get eliminated by three-man band, all three of them. And I want to know, are the Shield in the Rumble match? Because isn't it Ryback?
I assume so. Huh? Put Ryback over someone.
Yeah, Ryback needs to eliminate someone. I mean, that could be his Rumble moment. He just eliminates the Shield, and I'm guessing Team Hell No might be in it, and the Road Scholars. Like right now, seriously, like this Rumble match, I just want to see who returns. I just want to see the people that are returning. Like, there's talks about Shelton Benjamin might showing up. I hope he gets actually a good amount of time in the Rumble. There's
Christian.
Oh yeah, Christian.
Mark Henry. I love to see Mark Henry battle.
Yeah, Mark Henry coming back. Wait, who did you say?
Mark Henry. I'd pop huge.
Oh yeah, I know. I missed the Hall of Pain. Yeah, I know. Like, where's Christian and Mark Henry? I know Christian suffered an injury, and that sucks. Christian's like. You could say it's his last run in WWE. It has been very injury prone, and it really has sucked. I mean, it first started when he got the was it the groin injury he got from when he was feuding with Sheamus, and then he came back, won the IC title, and after winning the IC title, he suffered like a shoulder injury, and ever since he's just disappeared off the face of this earth. And I hope he does come back. That would be a nice surprise.
It was kind of like an Iron Man for most of his career, but then he got hurt. I think September 2010, his shoulder or whatever. Then he came back. I remember he came back in the chamber to save Edge. But yeah, he's been pretty injury prone in the last few years. There was another guy I think is surprised, kind of like what the Road Dogg did last year. I think Billy Gunn.
Ooh, if I heard "I'm an ass man" and I just hear that, I'll love it.
I think they really like him as like a trainer. I think he's now really liked by the company.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, who are some of the guys that are just coming back, because that seems like what I'm most excited for more than the Rumble match. I think Lesnar could also make a surprise, like at number 30 or like 25, 27, something like that. That sounds like a surprise because, like, Lesnar has to come back soon, or maybe even Undertaker. What if he just wins a Rumble and says, "Oh, I want the World Heavyweight title" or some bullshit,
It'd be cool. I just think they had to make a big bang with their. I remember it was a lot of hype at 30, and Big Show came out, and it was like, what?
Yeah,
Big Show? Really?
When 29 hit, and then Jericho came out, I'm like, 30 has to be someone big. So I was thinking through my head, who could it be? And I thought it was going to be Triple H. I was like, oh, Triple H is coming back. Yes, Triple H.
Or something, I don't know. I thought it was like Kane, but Big Show.
And it was like, and then afterward, and like the last time I was surprised by a number 30 was 2008 when Triple H pedigreed Umaga, and then all of a sudden it paused after the and then John Cena's music just hits and everyone's like, "What the hell?" Yeah, they kept that under wraps. It would be kind of crazy if like let's say like a TNA star was like number 3. Like let's say Jeff Hardy came back and it's like TNA music hit. Everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then all of a sudden it's Jeff Hardy. And it's like wow, 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 bam, 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 bam. It's like, what the hell is this?
Some of the "You Suck" chants.
Huh?
Imagine the "You Suck" chants immediately come back when if Angle returns.
Oh, dude, if Kurt Angle returned, that'd be great.
Die laughing. Oh. I have a theory. I'm gonna predict something. I think everyone's heard the rumors. If you're wrestling websites, Orton Sheamus is supposed to be the title match at Mania, and I have a good way to like start that feud. Say Sheamus eliminates Orton. Now, say Orton gets eliminated, whatever. He could pull what Kurt Angle did to start the feud with Shawn Michaels back in 2005 at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Have Orton come in, beat the hell out of Sheamus, and I think Sheamus is over enough for Orton, start getting heel heat, because I think the crowd really like Sheamus a lot these days. Orton, his character's kind of stagnant.
Yeah.
Tried to do it with Michaels and Angle from 05, and that's just my theory. That's my prediction. And I think
who do you think would walk in as champion? Do you think they would have Orton win at the Elimination Chamber or Sheamus win at the Elimination Chamber? Because one of them would have to win at the Elimination Chamber to make that match happen.
Actually, I do Sheamus actually, because what's the problem with Mania? Sometimes not enough heels on it. It's a lot of faces that win.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Orton go over Sheamus and then maybe something could happen. I think Orton deserves a title. I know he's not everyone's favorite, but I think Orton deserves a title run and tries to see what happens with his heel turn or whatever. I just think those two, they had that feud in 2010. Sheamus said he was kind of green still, but now I think they're both seasoned. And Orton, he said publicly he wants to be a heel, so I think he'll be very motivated, to shut up everybody and, to be a heel.
Yeah, because in all honesty, if Orton did turn heel, it would actually benefit Dolph Ziggler more, because then they can turn him face, and the crowd will cheer Ziggler no matter what. I mean, they like the dude.
I don't know if you heard.
Huh?
I don't know if you heard that rumor, but that's another rumor.
Yeah, I heard something along the lines a while back. This was October that they were talking about Orton versus Sheamus. So I was like, that sounds okay, but I didn't know if they were gonna keep. But when I heard that rumor, all of a sudden Sheamus loses the title to the Big Show, and I'm like, what? So I don't know what they were doing there. I thought they were gonna do Big Show versus Mark Henry, and then all of a sudden Del Rio beats the Big Show. So I don't even know what WWE's gonna do for the World Heavyweight Title match at WrestleMania. So
I don't really watch SmackDown. I do watch parts of it, but SmackDown's just so stagnant that I just can't go through it. So, but I did watch Del Rio Big Show, and I kind of enjoyed it. I thought Del Rio did a pretty good job with the face. I don't know how it's worked. He still doesn't have great mic skills, but I think they're doing a smart move. Big Show being the biggest heels right now, he gets a lot of heat, and putting Del Rio as an underdog, and for them to fuel. It's not a great feud, but I think Big Show is the perfect guy for to get Del Rio over as a face.
Yeah, I agree with that, because but the thing with Del Rio though, I feel like they still are trying to force this face turn, because Sin Cara has been a flop. He's been a big flop. He's one of those guys that when you he's Jamarcus Russell. That's what Sin Cara is. He's like Jamarcus Russell of the WWE. That's what Sin Cara is.
He was so much and he had that winning streak for a little bit too. I remember 3-4 months. But you know what? I think with the real face, it's kind of like a Sheamus turn face. He went up against one of the biggest heels at that time was Mark Henry, and Henry was doing the whole pain stuff. And remember that Sheamus, you were there live.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy ass match live. That was actually a good match live.
And they did the smart thing. Henry continues winning, but Sheamus still good. He was trying to climb back in the ring, but he got counted.
Yeah, that was the craziest part of the match when he threw him into the barricade. Literally, that was probably the 4th loudest moment at SummerSlam 2011 when everyone was like, "Go, come on, Sheamus!" and the ref was at 8, and Sheamus was about to go in, and then he just fell over. And we all just that was probably the 4th loudest moment at SummerSlam, because that was a crazy moment. That was a good match, believe it or not. So I'm a fan of Sheamus Mark Henry matches, and I told people Sheamus Big Show matches would be good too. But In all honesty, it's just like I think Del Rio's face turn. I don't know how long it can last if he's not world heavyweight champion for a long time. If they want me to really believe in that space, they need to keep him as world heavyweight champion for a long, long period of time, like up until WrestleMania. I'm saying so. You could probably
Yeah,
do Orton Del Rio heel, but we just seen that feud so recently.
weird.
So
And yeah, it'd be pretty weird. The rumors, I follow James. I don't know what they'll do with the real Ziggler, but like I said, World Heavyweight title picture is a big mess right now, and we'll see what plays on the Elimination Chamber coming up. And let's hope the Elimination Chamber is better this year than last year. Last year was pretty exciting with Santino, whatever, but let's be serious, nobody those Santinos.
yeah, no.
Try to get like a legit SmackDown ship. No Kali, no Santino.
Yeah, yeah, like no, like fucking. What was that one chamber match? Like there are only three good competitors, and it was like Batista, Undertaker, and you could say Finlay. It was like '08 or something. It was like Big Daddy V, Great Khali. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like a clusterfuck.
There was one year. It was Jericho, Cena, Mysterio. Those are good, but then you had Kane, and Kane at the time was like not like John, he was like putting guys over. It was like, then Kofi Kingston was only there for a year. Mike Knox was in a WWE title match. Can you believe that? Mike Knox.
Oh, what was it? Was it Mike Knox with the huge ass beard? It was Mike Knox with the huge ass beard, right?
Yeah. He was a scientist thing. He was just getting started on Raw. This was, I think, 09.
Yeah, like seriously. Oh, God, chamber matches for me though. I honestly do not get excited for them anymore because they're not the same. Because, like, I have the chamber match DVD, Satan's Prison, and every time I watch that, I just get depressed of how bad chamber matches have gotten. I go, man, the chamber match has really fallen off. Like that's what I say because it's like it's true. The chamber matches have fallen off. It's like they're not the same. Like I can't even watch Disc 3. Like Disc 3 is bad. I think the only time I watched Disc 3 is for what's that one chamber match? I think New Year's Revolution's on Disc 3. The one where Cena wins and then Edge cashes in. I think that's on Disc 3.
06.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
I think the problem with the chamber, though, it's booked so big. I think they should put the chamber in like the fall because I think it still could be a big pay per view. It's such a brutal match. But they put it right in between the two biggest pay per views of the year, Mania and Rumble.
Yeah.
Kind of it's like the big deal of it. If you put either like in October or say like June, it'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, or like even December, like the Elimination Chamber, like
so sometime not in Mania, not in Limbo. I just I don't know. The last chamber I really enjoyed was SmackDown 2010. It was Taker, Jericho, Morrison, Mysterio, Truth, and Punk when Punk was in the Straight Society. Dude, that was, and I think Michaels interfered and he switched and used the Taker.
And Jericho won the title. Yeah, that was a good one. My personal favorite one from the PG era, if we're gonna say, I don't remember which Raw chamber it was, or it could have been a SmackDown chamber, but no, it was actually a Raw chamber. It was like Triple H versus Jeff Hardy, and then there was I think Chris Jericho was in there, and then there was Umaga, and then there was a bunch of other people. And the Triple H versus Jeff Hardy part of that match is just phenomenal, and I just loved every bit of it. And that ended up leading up to Cena versus The Game versus Orton in that triple threat match that we all remember at WrestleMania 24.
Oh, man, yeah. that wasn't that good. But, yeah, I just think, if you booked a chamber match, at a better month, I think it'd be much better.
Yeah.
But now it's just the points, like, it's pretty predictable who's going to win. But what's going to be interesting in the chamber this year? Is if The Rock competes in, because people like to criticize The Rock sometimes. But I'll admit, if he performs in Chamber, I will give him a huge prop.
There is confirmed that The Rock will be performing in the at Elimination Chamber, but we're not sure in the chamber. So the thing is like. Well, what I find kind of stupid is, so if The Rock does go over CM Punk, and I guess this is transitioning to The Rock versus CM Punk, that means it's like CM Punk versus Rock back-to-back pay-per-views. And then, like, what is the chamber match going to be for the number one contendership? But what if John Cena wins the WWE champion, the Royal Rumble? He's obviously going to be like, oh, I'm going for the WWE championship. That's my belt. It's like, it's kind of confusing what they're going to do. It's like confusing as hell. How are they going to set up these chamber matches? Like, are you gonna have Rock just be in an Elimination Chamber match
I'm really
anyways?
let down.
Huh?
So I'll be let down if they only do one. You know.
Yeah, because like
I hope it's. I don't know what there is. You make a very good. I like what you set up right there. That was. I didn't see that coming. It's just now they're in limbo. It's like, all right, what are you gonna do with Cena? What are you gonna do with Punk now?
yeah,
I'd like to see Rock in a chamber though. That would be pretty awesome.
yeah, like that's the only way I could see it where you could set it up for the WWE title where it's like you got Rock versus Punk, but then you also gotta find guys that could also help work with the Rock. I mean, you can't just find random like newbies and be like, hey, you gotta work with the Rock. No, Rock's probably picky. Like he's a movie star. There's no denying that. He's probably picky about who he wants to wrestle. I mean, obviously he wouldn't say, hey, let me wrestle CM Punk. I mean, you would have to probably put a Daniel Bryan in there because I'm pretty sure Rock would be like, I want to go with this guy, and then maybe
Dolph,
a
Kane.
Kane. Well, Dolph SmackDown. That's the thing. Like, it's so funny when people are like, "Oh yeah, Dolph can cash in on the Rock." It's like, no, Dolph cashes in on the World Heavyweight title, not the WWE Raw title. Like, you know,
I could have see Team Hell No in there though, because Kane's been one of the guys there, and Brian's one of the best workers, so I can see that. I just think they could build up so it's like, oh, The Rock has never competed in the chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
How's he gonna win? He has this, and Punk won it last year, and Punk kind of has an advantage.
Yeah, you know what would be stupid? Because I could see the WWE doing this because they're just so like worried about like what if the Rock gets injured or oh what if we put him with the wrong guys? Like I could see the WWE doing this where they just have the Rock versus CM Punk and just like a one-on-one chamber match and just have it them be one-on-one inside the chamber, which would be kind of weird if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I like keeping the chamber as it is. Get some quality workers in there, like you said, Tino. No, I can't think of anyone really else on top of my head.
Yeah, because like that. See, that's the hard part.
Cesaro, that'd be pretty cool.
Cesaro, I don't know, because I think that would be pushing it to unless he gets eliminated before the Rock comes in. Because like obviously, I'm not saying the Rock would start the chamber. I mean, come on, let's be real here. He would go 6. He would be like, yeah, I'm going 6. No big deal. I'm the Rock.
I'd be insane if he was number 1 and number 2.
Yeah,
I see like Kofi there or something. You have to put 1 or 2 random guys in there.
Dude, what the fuck is Kofi Kingston doing anyways? He's just been jobbing. Last time I saw him, he jobbed to Wade Barrett, and who'd he pissed off backstage? He must have pissed off someone. There's no way.
Kofi's been same since 09. He gets these little spurts moments, but overall, it's the same stuff since the Orton thing. Stupid.
He gets those little pushes. Oh, he's a Wildcat now. Why don't you change his theme music? Why don't you do this to him? Why don't you put on Wildcat gear? Nah, he's still Kofi Kingston, Jamaican.
So overplayed. I think, now that he's not, it used to be Jack Swagger, but now I think the guy that needs the biggest change in theme music is hands down Kofi Kingston.
Oh, I know. Like Jack Swagger, I don't even know what Jack Swagger is. He's like, he's just like disappeared off the face of the universe. Like, Jack Swagger and Evan Bourne both disappeared. Oh, Evan Bourne could make a surprise return at the Royal Rumble. Yippee.
I always liked Evan Bourne. I know some people don't care for him, but I always thought Evan Bourne was cool and he excites me.
I think WWE's using Bourne wrong because, like, if you watch Bourne on the indie scene, Bourne was more of a, how you should say, technical wrestler. He wasn't really that much of a high flyer. Like, much to people's disbelief, Evan Bourne's a better technical wrestler than he is a high flyer. It's just that he's one of the only few guys that the WWE found that can perform a good shooting star press.
True.
So they just said, hey, you're a high flyer. Even though Bourne, I like, if you watch Seidel's older matches, yeah, he can do the lucha libre stuff and the high flying, but he's a better technical wrestler than he gets credit for. So I just honestly think WWE has been using them wrong, especially since Pac is now in the WWE NXT. He's definitely going to be bumped up to be that high flyer. There's no denying it. You know who Pac is, right?
Yeah, he's from England, and he just got signed.
Yeah.
A few months ago. I know. I've seen clips of him. I have a theory about Evan Bourne, and I think he really, if anybody benefits from the unfortunate injury that Tyson Kidd had set Evan Bourne, because Kidd was the high flyer, and now he's going to be out for, I think, a year. So now Bourne's role as, just being the high-flying guy, the Money in the Bank spot guy, and just some other stuff. I think Bourne, his job is kind of safe now. I thought it was on the edge, especially since how much Tyson Kidd's getting put on TV. Not as much as compared to Summer, but...
Yeah. And then also Justin Gabriel, isn't he also hurt too? Like, I haven't heard anything like that he's healthy.
He's around. Him and Zack Ryder just around.
He's with JTG backstage at Superstars. But yeah, the Rock versus CM Punk. So far, this has been one of the better stuff we've been getting on TV in professional wrestling lately. I'm being honest here. I enjoy every segment. I don't go on Twitter during the segments because I'm tired of wrestling fans taking every word they say so literal to the fact that I want to punch half these people. Like, it's ridiculous. None of these people can sit back and enjoy that these two are talking to each other. These people take every single little word they say so literal. It is ridiculous to me. I don't understand. Just sit back and enjoy. Yes, like I'll say this. Yes, The Rock, he's been The Rock. He does the same shit over and over again. That's who The Rock is. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. That's who The Rock is. He does that shit all the time. Does he still get the crowd into it? Yes. Does it still work? Yes. Or I should say fact. So which means obviously it's working. Yes, we get it. Attitude Era fans. CM Punk always does shoot promos. Yes, we get it. He drops pipe bombs. Does it get him over as a heel? Fact. Does it make him popular with some of the indie fans? Yes, it does. So that's a fact. So which means it's okay that they're doing this. Who cares? Just sit back and enjoy. These two are entertaining. This is so much better build-up in the 3 weeks that these fuckers had, or 2 weeks actually. It's better than Cena Rock. It's so much better. I mean, Cena Rock didn't have a fucking moment like CM Punk and The Rock did last Raw where Punk... See, this is what pissed me off. Was that CM Punk, what he's doing to The Rock, he should have been doing for every single person. That pissed me the fuck off even more because it's like, so CM Punk backs down from John fucking Cena, but yet he doesn't back down from the fucking Rock? That's stupid as hell to me. Why would WWE make CM Punk back down to a guy like John Cena, but not to The Rock? See, The Rock... that's what I like about The Rock. The Rock's letting CM Punk shine. Like, that's a moment I'm going to, like, say, that's why I love this feud, because CM Punk and The Rock started beating up the hell out of each other on Monday Night Raw. Like, this is so much better than Cena and Rock's year-long build-up that ultimately led to a good WrestleMania match, but still, it's so much better. And I don't understand why people are like, nitpicking at every word they say. It's just enjoy that these two are feuding. Like, if you were a wrestling fan and you saw CM Punk in 2007, how many of you would ever think this dude would ever get to feud with The Rock? I mean, this may not be one of the biggest dream matches that people have written on their board. Obviously, like CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels, CM Punk versus so-and-so of WWE Legends.
Austin.
Yeah, Austin, but still, it's a dream match. And dream matches, yes, we can criticize how some of the execution is, but don't criticize every single word you're saying.
Yeah, that's the evil of Twitter, sometimes I'd say. But what was it, January? The first one, when Punk did like his 20-minute promo, so his shoot.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's awesome promo. And The Rock came out, he also cut a great promo. I know people like to, count, Punk won or Rock won. I just think with so much garbage that we've been given, like, in the past few months, especially during the fall, it's like, how are you guys not enjoying this?
Yeah.
Like, got a lot of garbage recently. Like, we had to deal with Triple H promos, this summer.
Yeah.
And then also, I wasn't crazy about the whole Punk Ryback thing. And, you're getting two studs right now, Punk and Rock.
Yeah.
Going at it. And it's just like, how are you not enjoying this? Because, I think it's going to be Rock Cena again, if I had to make a prediction, and hopefully they step up their games. Let's face it, last year was just big. They had Cena laughing half the time, man.
It's like, and the thing is, that's what was missing for Rock and Cena, was that Cena, like, the thing is, this is why I'm pissed off about the fact that CM Punk had to, like, not do this when he was feuding with John Cena, is because they always try to fucking make John Cena look like the better man in every situation. And it almost feels like bad, because it's like, okay, CM Punk, we know that he can beat John Cena. He's beat John Cena on so many different occasions. And it's not just happened since Money in the Bank. It happened like before Money in the Bank when he beat him in a random ass tables match. It happened like, I believe, like in a tag team match one time. I don't know.
But we saw Punk beating Cena?
Yeah, like Punk beating Cena.
I was actually it was a Nassau Coliseum one where this is fine. R-Truth kind
Yeah,
of caused like a diversion. That's when R-Truth's getting pushed as a really good heel, and Punk beat him, and I was there. It was the main event.
yeah, it was a tables match. Like Punk has shown that he can beat Cena in the past, and yet still Punk is afraid of Cena. And when Rock was feuding with Cena, Rock was made like a literally was dumbed down. I really think WWE said, "Hey, Rock, don't even try your best in this feud because you know you're gonna make Cena look bad, and we don't want Cena to look bad. So, just do some stuff like the whole he wrote his promo on his wrist thing. That was just so stupid that you could tell that was staged. Like it didn't even look like you could read that. Like oh my goodness, like to me that is just so dumb. And the thing is, the fact that I'm getting a Rock feud where I know this is the actual Rock, and the fact that I'm getting a Punk feud where I know this is the CM Punk I wanted to see since Money in the Bank 2011 afterwards, this is what I'm loving. I'm happy because these characters are taking the right directions that they need to be, especially CM Punk's. And I feel if this match after Royal Rumble draws a million buys, I think Rock versus Punk could take over as the main event for WrestleMania, and I think that would be the better option because you could hype it up Rock versus Punk too, but also to the fact is that why not just have Cena face like I don't know Taker? He could probably face
Taker. That'd be awesome. Like it's just a fresh feud, and it's nice that Cena. It's weird that Punk Rock, they had their segment with her. It was like the last time a major thing happened in the main event, and Cena was nowhere near it.
Yeah.
It felt pretty refreshing. And look, we're not Cena haters, believe me. No. I respect Cena a lot. But it just felt very refreshing, and this feud's very refreshing. It's like the main focal point right now. And, and for the first time in years, John Cena's not really a part of it.
Yeah, it's like something that like I relate this to kind of like Attitude Era toned down a little bit because obviously if this was the Attitude Era, like Punk would have a blast with the mic and The Rock would be a lot more, he would say a lot more edgy type things on the skills. Like let's not forget, guys, The Rock can't really say like some of his old stuff. He can't even say candy ass. Like they blur out candy ass. Like he said it like one time and then afterwards they're like, oh, you can't say that again. Like what? Like what the fuck is this? So in all honesty, it is refreshing. It is happy to just see these two guys, and arguably, like of course, CM Punk is unless he pisses off the company somehow. He's obviously going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't think Punk will piss off the company at all. I think he's in good company if you know what I'm saying. And The Rock, obviously he's in the Hall of Fame. There's no denying if you say The Rock's not in the Hall of Fame, you're crazy because obviously he is. I mean, The Rock, especially with the movies he's coming out this year, like he has a shit ton of movies coming out. It's not like he's having like, huh?
I noticed it. Like he's in a lot of, I think he has to go right back after April.
No, he has to do stuff for starting after Royal Rumble. He has to promote G.I. Joe. He has to promote G.I. Joe during the time for WrestleMania. So he's promoting G.I. Joe's release during WrestleMania season. He's also in Fast 6. He's also in I don't remember the name of it. I think it's called Snitch or whatever. He's in
I heard about that one. Yeah, Snitch.
Yeah, he's also in a movie with Brad Pitt. It's like a workout movie. It's like I don't know what it is. I just know that I don't know if it's Brad Pitt. I'm not 100% sure.
With Wahlberg too. I saw. I don't know.
He's also I don't know if that's the same movie where he fights with Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle was all like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go to film some stuff with my boy The Rock," and The Rock's like, "It was great to see you again, buddy." So yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff this year, and it's like I feel that it's nice of The Rock just to give us 2 years, even though he shows up whenever the fuck he wants. It's just nice to see him again. So it's really nice, and I'm happy that these two are feuding, and I hope it does continue to WrestleMania because it would be something I'd be interested in. Because like in all honesty, like they built up Cena and Rock as once in a fucking lifetime. That's like the UFC being like, oh, Anderson Silva, GSP once in a lifetime. And then afterwards, like Anderson Silva wins, and then GSP is like, oh, I want a rematch. And they do it again. Like, what? That makes no sense. It's called once in a lifetime for a reason. And that was a once in a lifetime moment. Now let's just move on with Rock versus Punk. I mean, you could get some good matches out of it. And if Punk does like say beat Rock at WrestleMania, like let's say if they do like a 30-minute Iron Man match, something different, they could just do it where now you can say, oh, Punk's legit enough to face Lesnar because Lesnar's obviously going to be staying around. I mean, he has nothing to do.
True, but heel on who turns face there? I don't know. I can't see Brock being face.
Well, Brock could just be whoever the fuck he wants. I mean, he's Brock Lesnar.
True. It's just I don't know. He did beat the old mighty Triple H a few months
Oh
ago.
yeah, I know, dude. Triple H's career.
I like that.
Triple H's career is over, guys. Fuck. Do not believe that bullshit. We all know God is coming back soon.
4 weeks later, time to play the game.
Yeah, no, that's happening. It's happening before Elimination. It's either before Elimination Chamber or after. You know Triple H has to be at WrestleMania. He has to show off that Bobby Roode haircut with some pride.
Oh yeah. Dude, he really looks like Roode.
Yeah, no, seriously, these two are just like separated at birth or something. Like they look too much alike.
Overall, yeah, you definitely making good theories about the whole how they should book it with Punk and Rock. But what do you think if it's Punk Taker? I would love it personally.
Oh, I would be fine with that. As long, okay. See, the thing is, I don't want it to be where like CM Punk ends up like feuding with let's say Ryback or feuding with someone stupid. Just someone stupid that would be like, no, he's a feature. Like, I don't want Punk to go backwards. Like he was champion for 419 days. The only way you see, the thing is, to break down a superstar, you need to break them down in different ways. But Punk was a long-reigning champion. So instead of breaking him down the traditional way, well, how I would break him down is keep him in high-profile feuds, and then maybe put him in the mid-card, but mid-carders like Cesaro or
I can't see Punk going that low. I just think he's on such a great
run. Well, like when Cesaro
event for life.
Well, like where Cesaro's about to hit the main event. Like
he put guys over.
Yeah, like he'll put some guys over because like I mean he had a championship for such a long time. I'm pretty sure the CM Punk character's established well enough to the point where he doesn't need the world championship for at least a year, maybe a year. I mean, Cena hasn't touched the world title except for like 2 seconds at Night of Champions, like since like what? When was the last time Cena touched the world title? I can't even remember. Money in the Bank, like Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Like wasn't that?
Yeah. Before Hell in a Cell. He held it for a month. Yeah. Which I still have no idea why. Because Del Rio had like a 3-week title reign.
Yeah, after SummerSlam, so he hasn't held it for a long time because he's already established. So like that's what I'm thinking. Like what you would do with Punk, but yeah, I would not mind Punk versus Taker because Punk versus Taker. Even though they feuded in the past, at least Punk is, a different character. Yeah, he's bigger than he was before. So
it's not a big drop off, because look, the streak is. Everyone cares about the streak so much. People don't even watch wrestling. They still bring, who's Taker facing this?
Yeah, like
that? Streak is a pretty big deal. It's almost up there, with The Rock coming back.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like when people were ordering WrestleMania this year, they didn't order it just because of Rock versus Taker. I mean Rock versus Cena. They ordered it because Undertaker and Triple H were in that end of an era match, and that era is still around. Like Triple H is floating around. Shawn Michaels makes an appearance every 2 seconds, and Undertaker's too busy baiting Michelle McCool, and I can't blame the guy. I would bait Michelle McCool too, but in all honesty, it's like. Taker's streak isn't important, so I think if Punk goes there, it wouldn't hurt him at all. I just don't want to see Cena Rock again. Even though if The Rock is WWE champion and somehow Cena pulls off the Superman, I would rather see something different, even though I'm against Rock versus Brock. Ugh.
I'm interested because obviously the crowd's in New York, New Jersey. I'm going to be at Mania. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see how the crowd reacts because I know everyone's going to love The Rock, but some fans are going to be like, I'm kind of sick of this. This kind of was a flop last year. Not buy rates wise, but just the build up and then the matchup was not that great. It was it was good, but I'm just to see how the crowd reacts if it is Rock Cena again.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing. I wonder, if they want to build interest. Oh no, actually, he's dead in the New York media eyes. Never mind. I was gonna say bring in Tim Tebow.
No, imagine Mania was in Chicago this year and it was Rock Cena, I think both guys would get booed.
No, I think they would probably
Maybe
get
not
booed.
Rock, but it wouldn't be popular.
Well, The Rock didn't he make his debut in like Chicago or something? No, was it Philadelphia?
It's not just that. It's just Chicago's all CM Punk town, and Rock insulted Punk. He shit on him. It's like we gotta defend our guy. This is the main. How is CM Punk not in the main event? He's our guy. You don't want to see.
I think they would probably do Punk versus Taker because Taker has like more power than The Rock would, and Rock versus Cena. I think they would probably do Punk versus Taker last if they were in Chicago because like in all honesty, that would be the WWE. They would be like, oh well, Punk versus Taker sounds like more of a main event than Rock versus Cena. So I would probably put it as a main event if it was in Chicago. But then again, I wouldn't host a WrestleMania in Soldier Field at this time. Like, oh, that'd be terrible.
The crowd will outrage because in Chicago they're the most rowdiest state. It's like if the main event is Rock Cena and not their guy Punk, who's a bona fide superstar now, it's like we're gonna riot
now. Yeah. At least Jay Cutler, if he was going to WrestleMania, he would be in the front row.
Jay Cutler.
He's a nice guy.
well, now we'll talk a little more WWE. Then I guess we gotta go TNA. But the Mania card, like, where do you see guys like Ziggler and Daniel Bryan ending up? I don't know how much longer Team Hell No's gonna go on. But I love Team Hell No. They're still doing some fun stuff, but they gotta separate eventually. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I honestly could, like, normally with Mania cards, I could probably predict like 5 matches. I can't even predict a match on this card because like the Rock just being in a WWE title match is like, to me, like so much of like a crazy factor that's so hard to predict what could happen because it's like it makes it hard for me to predict a Rumble. It's like it's just like so much craziness. So I know Taker will be on the card. There'll be a streak match. Rock will be in a title match, I'm guessing. I think Brock versus Triple H 2 is a possible matchup.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I will get my revenge against the former UFC champion.
The match is gonna suck, man. I am seeing Triple H with the pedigree. Oh, it's gonna be painful. That's another match. I am really looking forward to see how the crowd reacts to that match. That's what's awesome. New York, their opinions. They don't shy away from it. They're gonna say what's on their mind. They will chant, "This is bullshit." And I like to see what reception Triple H gets.
I wonder if the WWE is kind of.
I know Brock
I wonder if the WWE is kind of upset that like none of the New York teams made the playoffs or has a chance for the Super Bowl, because just think about like if the Super Bowl champions were a part of WrestleMania, that would add some especially at their hometown, that would add some really good, positive feedback for the, WWE. Like people would be like, oh, Eli Manning's going to be there. Like what? Like, oh my goodness.
TNA did that last year with Jason Pierre. Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs, yeah.
They tried getting Jason Pierre full, but Jason Pierre was like, what the fuck's TNA? Jacobs went there and he put Bully right through teams.
Well, Jason Pierre-Paul doesn't understand that much English. Like most people don't realize Jason Pierre-Paul is French. Like he has French. His dad, when he goes to the games, this is a true story. When his dad goes to the games, he has to have someone translate what just happened to him every single play because he does not understand what's going on the field. His son plays. He said, "This is what his dad says. My son plays it, but I don't understand." He doesn't even know his son's number. He just knows that he plays it. That's Jason Pierre-Paul dad for you. He just shows up to support his son, but does not know his number. Does not know, that's why most people are wondering certain players why do they wear certain stuff. Like JJ Watt, he wears his elbow brace, and there's nothing wrong with his elbow. He only wears it because his grandma needs to recognize where he is on the field. And I asked to myself, okay,
that's pretty insane.
There's a bunch of black people next to him, and he's only a big white dude. Can't you just see him? It's not that hard to point him out.
True, but I think, believe it or not, Houston has some white guys in their front seven. I know Brooks Reed, Connor Barwin, Cushing was healthy. Cushing there, so I get what you mean, but I don't know.
The only one that looks like JJ Watt is Cushing. They're both big and act like, I don't know.
Overall, with the Rumble, there's one more thing I want to cover. It's been kind of stagnant right now. I can't lie, even though I am loving it. Overall, waiting with the Miz's face. I'm trying to like it, and I do like it, but hasn't been as good as I like predicted.
I hope Miz Cesaro is actually a U.S. title match at Mania, and they don't waste it at like the Rumble or Chamber.
Yeah, they should build that up. Have Miz is another guy. Put him in the chamber. I don't know which chamber, but maybe put The Rock. Miz and Rock do
Oh
have some
well, yeah, they do have some history. I mean, The Rock did rock bottom him, and it's not like and Miz did attack The Rock at one point, so it was and Austin, so it wasn't like he's a noob. Miz can handle it. Like, yeah, you could probably do that. Like, have Miz, Cesaro, Kane, Punk, and Bryan, and then The Rock for a chamber match. I mean, that way you could set up. You could have it where Miz eliminates Cesaro, setting up for a U.S. title match at Mania. Like, they need to build up that match because I don't. Because if I feel if they wasted it at a Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber, it could be something that's just like a missed opportunity for Cesaro because Miz is an established character in the WWE.
Maybe have like a dirty finish. Maybe like Cesaro like gets counter or DQ. Maybe if they really want to do it now. But obviously, I would like it to wait. But if they do it at the Rumble, make sure it's not a clean finish, and then maybe build from that.
Yeah, because like that's what I'm saying. At Elimination Chamber, have like Miz just eliminate him, and then you can have Cesaro, do a neutralizer on him, leaving to like CM Punk, just being all battered and bruised, just falls on top of him. 1, 2, 3, then Miz is eliminated, and then
Miz will get more he'll get more over as a face because they'll have like sympathy for him. Like, oh, Miz tried so hard and.
The Miz tried so hard, and then Cesaro screwed him. That guy's an asshole. So it could work to the advantage for those guys. So I really do feel they can't waste that. I don't care what's happening with the IC title. Why is Wade Barrett IC champion? He needs to be higher on the card. He cannot be wasted. Stop wasting him. God damn it. But don't know what to do with
doing. Like, he's kind of just like floating around. Now, I know there's some buzz that Steamboat's kid might come up and they might feud, but I don't know how much momentum is he. Like, how big is that going to be?
I don't know. Like, is his dad going to be in the corner and be like, "Oh, this is my son. He can do arm drag just like me." It's like, okay.
Yeah, like look, Ricky Steamboat, very respected, great legend, but what is this kid just going to come in and cause a big stir? I don't know. It's really hard to get over as a new face in the WWE. So
yeah, especially with most of the crowds, especially see that's a problem. They don't go to areas like Philadelphia, Chicago, and good areas all that often. They go to shitty areas where the fans just sit there and they just look at what's going on. They don't cheer. They just go, that's cool, and they cheer when certain guys come out. They don't. It's just so stupid. Some of the areas they choose, they don't like. They need to choose areas, like especially during WrestleMania time, that people are going to cheer. Like Canada. When's the last time they do Canada? I can't even remember the last time they did Canada. Because Canada is always a huge ass area when it comes down to wrestling. Because they any crowd cheers during the Canada crowds. Like they need those type of crowds when it comes down to WrestleMania season, so people can say, "Oh, that guy's legit," and then maybe that will help the other shitty crowds be like, "Oh, maybe I should cheer for that guy." Because like when they go down to like Florida, it's like terrible. Like I like when I hear, "Oh, we're in Coconut Creek, Florida. Oh, we're in Tampa." I'm like, "Oh, well, this show's not going to be that good unless The Rock's here. Then they're fine." Because then people are going to be like cheering for The Rock because The Rock is a former alumni of the U, Miami, and he also lives in Miami, and he's friends with Flo Rida, so he has some, and Pitbull. I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure he's friends with Pitbull if he's from Miami. But
friends everything.
Yeah, I mean,
big star.
I mean, it's just like that's the only time Florida will be bouncing. Like they need to go to areas to help like Steamboat get over. Like New York, like go to the Garden. God damn it, like.
Yeah.
Like they need without the revolving doors though. I don't like those revolving doors. But go to the Garden.
I just think with the IC title, it did get it got some buzz. I think Christian not really, but I thought the Miz had a decent reign. I thought Cody Rhodes had a pretty good reign. It had some momentum, and now just Barrett's just flowing around with it. It's like, what are you doing?
It's like what they did with the U.S. title. Cesaro finally got legitimized this Monday. Was like it was just floating around. Like first it was like, yeah, Zack Ryder. I like this guy. This guy's going to go somewhere. And then Jack Swagger wins it. And then after Jack Swagger wins it, Santino wins it. And then Cesaro wins it on a pre-show. And then his gimmick was kind of meh. We've seen this before. And then finally, in the promo segment with Ric Flair, that's when Cesaro shined and said, okay, now he's legit. Now I feel him as U.S. champion. And also maybe the neutralizer on Khali helped him out too.
That
But
was honestly my favorite part of Raw: Cesaro, Flair,
yeah,
and Miz. I got a little annoyed with Miz, doing the phrase, but I enjoyed it. And then Cesaro comes out. That's a pretty good promo. And it's like, wow, it's pretty fun. This is probably the most productive and best Miz TV it's ever been.
yeah, I know, because like the other ones, like what, like Cena made fun of Cody's mustache, and Cena did something else, and then one was on a pay per view where Del Rio turned face because 3-man band interrupted. Like
Yeah,
what?
I think Cesaro's starting to get momentum finally, and I'm so happy for him because I think he's the real deal. It's just the gimmick
Yeah,
was bad, and now I think he's progressing slowly, and
uh,
I think he's having a big performance in the Rumble. I think you can see him going a half hour to 35
yeah,
minutes.
I agree because I've always been a Claudio fan ever since I've seen him in high school gyms. So I'm a huge Claudio fan, and I knew this guy had talent like for the WWE, and I was so happy when I heard he came. I don't care what his name is. I don't know why half of you people give a fuck what their names are. I don't give a shit if Tyler Black's name is Seth Rollins. Who cares? I don't care. I'm just happy they're there. Like in all honesty, I'm just happy they're there. I'm happy they're in the company because these guys, some of these guys do deserve it. Like there's some people, on the indie scenes that are like, hey, I don't know if they really deserve it. Like I know many people are gonna get all mad at me about this, but certain El Generico, like I like El Generico. I just don't think he's WWE material. That's just me personally. You could think he's WWE material. I just don't think he's suited for the WWE. I think he's more suited as an indie guy. Just like how we talked about in recent episodes, how most of us would say Robert Roode, Samoa Joe, and Austin Aries are WWE guys, but when it comes to like AJ Styles and James Storm, we just feel like they're not even close to WWE guys. They're like they should stay in TNA. They feel more suited down there in TNA.
It's all about positioning rules. I haven't seen much Jericho. I can't make a judgment, but hey, maybe he's taking over for like Sin Cara or Mystical, whatever his name is. Maybe
Well,
he's doing that. But and believe me, anything's at this point, anything's an upgrade over the current Sin Cara. So
yeah.
who knows? Generic, we'll see how he
Seriously,
plays.
like Sin Cara just reminds me of so much of Jamarcus Russell. Like Jamarcus Russell, no one gave a shit about him. Like before his draft, no one gave a shit about Jamarcus Russell. This is what most people don't know about that was that Jamarcus Russell, no one cared about him. Like everyone just thought like he was just an average quarterback, and that's what they were going to place him at. He was actually the Ravens wanted to draft him with their first round pick. I believe they were 23rd overall. But all of a sudden, he had one good combine, and just like Sin Cara had one good match, and they decided we need this guy right now, and that's why he jumped up so high that he did. And that's what happened to Sakara. He had like good matches in Mexico, and WWE's like, yeah, you don't need to do developmental and do all the other bullshit. Just come down here. And I feel that hurt him because these guys, like I understand he's Triple H's golden child, and that's what Triple H is trying to do. He's trying to keep Sin Cara relevant, but he's not doing a good job. I mean, it's pathetic. It's so sad when Rey Mysterio comes out, like the crowd goes fucking crazy as hell. They're like, yeah, it's fucking Rey, and then all of a sudden you're Sin Cara, and he comes out and he's waving his stupid damn hands, and no one's caring, and he's like, and then, like, he keeps on waving them. It's like, dude, you're gonna like separate your shoulder. Keep on doing that, man. You are an idiot. No one cares about you right now. It's like,
He's so not over. And can you just imagine that? Look, I know they want to do like Sin Cara versus Ray, but how can it be justified that Sin Cara will get a singles match on WrestleMania, but not say like Damian Sandow, a guy who's been outstanding, for me? It's just like
yeah,
get enough's enough. I'm not crazy with Sin Cara. I never really have. I will give him credit. He doesn't botch as much, but I think what's a major problem with Sin Cara? He's really not good at selling. And that's what, as a babyface, you need to be a good seller, especially a guy like his size.
yeah, and also not to mention the fact that like half of his matches they look fake as fuck. Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
you,
tall.
you watch a Sin Cara match, and if you want to show your friends that wrestling's fake, that just showing them a Sin Cara match, be like, this is why most people consider it fake. It's like it looks like a bad like Japanese movie. His matches, and I'm a huge Mystico fan, and I used to watch like I used to go same high school gyms that I used to watch Claudio in. I used to go to high school gyms. CMLL used to come down to Ventura. They would host an event. I believe Rhino was at an event once. That was cool. I got to meet him. But other than that, I would see Mystico. I would see his father when he was old. He's pretty much like the Steen of CMLL. He appears whenever the fuck he wants, and he does stuff every once in a while. So Dr. Cordalis or some shit like that. I don't know the Mexican names, but he would do shit too. It's like, Sin Cara looked phenomenal, and I just feel like they failed epically because they were trying to do the whole Sin Cara versus fake Sin Cara match, and everyone thought that'd be epic as hell.
Boring.
Yeah, it was just damn.
What's the chance?
It was just, and this is why people, when you want to know why Japanese wrestlers will never succeed in the WWE, that's why right there, because that's most of the Japanese style matches for most fans, and the Japanese style fans, they'll just sit there and be quiet, like they wouldn't care. They're always quiet during matches, fights, or whatever they're watching. So, like, in all honesty, like they're just boring. And Sin Cara, he really needs to step up because seriously, once Ray leaves, WWE is going to be hurting because Del Rio, yeah, he's not the future of the Latin American audience. I don't think so.
Jury's still out, I think.
Yeah.
But it's not looking that good for him. But I will say, I'm not ruling out Del Rio being a big star.
Oh no, he can be a big star. I'm just saying, like the face of Latin America. Like,
yeah, I'm still a little skeptical of that. But like I said, give the guy some time. I think all turns had to be given some time. And just a few other notes. What do you think about Eve leaving? I think it kind of hurt. The Divas division is really bad.
Dude, the Divas
could have been any worse.
Oh my goodness! Like the Divas division and TNA's Knockout division have just been like wiped out. Like, oh my god! Like Kelly leaving, cool. I don't give a shit. And all of a sudden, it's just like when Maurice left, I was like, oh shit, that sucks. I mean, I like Maurice, and then a bunch of other people are leaving. And then all of a sudden, Eve is leaving just because she's getting married and doing calendar photos. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. She's an idiot.
It's the women's self-defense thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, right now, Caitlin's a champion. Like, what?
How much do you want to bet that just because Eve has trained under a Gracie? Oh, wait, no, because Strikeforce ran out of business. But do you think she would try MMA? Do you think? Dabble?
20s. I doubt it. I don't know. She doesn't look that strong. I can't see her having like a huge mean streak. Maybe because I can't see it. Either she's too nice a person or she's just not good enough. I don't know. She has a ton of age. She does have the age compared to, like, I think Tara wanted to do MMA.
Yeah.
She was like 38 when she wanted to. It's like, oh, Tara, you can't get into MMA.
Or like Batista, how he's trying to get into MMA.
No. Oh, God. Like, I'm always iffy with Dave Batista, and, everyone wants to give credit for that fight he had, but that guy just got off this couch. He wasn't a fighter.
Yeah, dude.
I don't give a shit if he was 22 and 22. Yeah. Bigger guts.
22 and 22. 22 is not going to win you a world title. That's all I got to say. Like, 22 and 22 is pathetic. Like, it is absolutely bad. If you're 22 and 22, like, do you know Clay Guida's brother?
I didn't even know Clay Guida had a brother.
Oh, he has a brother, and he sucks so bad. He still fights, and he has a losing record. Why are you still fighting?
I don't even like Clay Guida, to be honest.
It's like, if you have a losing record, I would just be like, yeah, I dabbled in it. Like Daniel Puder. Oh, yeah, I used to be a UFC fighter. Bitch.
Joey Beltran?
No, Daniel Puder. Oh, that was him?
Isn't Joey Beltran pretty bad? He's on, like, suspension.
Beltran? He's all right. He's not that bad. He's like, okay. He's like, meh.
I guess I gotta see more. But, yeah, I don't know what the hell they can do with the Divas division. I know, like, maybe they'll bring up some NXT girls, but it's like so dead right now. Like, who can you use? Like, Layla's pretty shot.
Oh, yeah, Karma left, too. I forgot about Karma, because she was like, oh, my baby died. It's like, oh, my goodness. Like,
yeah, honestly, if I'm WWE, man, I just somehow get Karma back in any way possible. I think Karma could definitely bring some buzz back. I think she could get a good reaction. Like, she got a big pop. Remember last year at the Rumble?
Oh, yeah, when
Michael
Cole was like, yeah, man, I'm ready. And then she pops out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck? And then Dolph Ziggler eliminated her.
On Dolph, and Dolph sold it like he was shot, which is always entertaining. It was great.
Yeah, so like seriously, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like at this point, they should just tell Mickey James and Tara, and hell, you can bring Jesse Goddard along just because I like Jesse because I'm a big Brother fan and he was hilarious on there. And Gail, yeah, I was gonna say.
Actually, no Gail. You know why? Because they've had her twice and they've used her like shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So
I think Mickey James would be the perfect girl to go back to. She's still a decent age. She still could work, and And I don't think TNA really cares for it. They haven't really used it properly. And
Yeah.
I think they now want to go push Velvet Sky. And
oh, dude, with her ugly ass cat suit. Oh, that shit's disgusting. I don't care if you.
Want to get into TNA now?
Huh? Yeah, well, let's get into TNA. Let's get into
It's
TNA.
funny how we're talking about the knockouts. Like, that's the first thing we're starting with right now.
Well, like, do you see that ugly suit she's wearing?
She just looks bad, man. Like,
Dude, exactly.
She used to be the hottest piece of ass. Now she just looks, I don't know, done.
Dude, she looks like she just dressed up so, yeah. She looks like an ugly ass Barbie doll. That's what she looks like right now. She's like,
what happened?
I don't know, like, I thought she was, like, when I heard she came back, I thought she was going to be brought in as Ace and the Nate's girl. And I thought, okay.
That would be pretty cool.
Because, like, that's what I thought. Like, I thought, like, because people were like, oh, yeah, I think she might be a part of Ace and the Nate's. And I'm like, well, that'd be actually making sense. Because they need a girl in that faction at least. But, no, let's have Mike fucking Knox. What?
I think Velvet Sky's been hanging out with Angelina Love too much. You know, she's getting the ugliness off Angelina Love. No offense to Angelina Love. I think she's talented, but she's pretty busted, as they say.
Well, she used to be really hot when she came into TNA, and then she got skinny as fuck for no reason.
Yeah, disgustingly skinny. What are you doing? God. So, but overall, TNA last night. Oh man, I got a headache watching. It was cool seeing Spike. I'm sorry, that was awesome. I haven't seen Spike in like 6 years.
I like the little Paul Heyman jab that they had there. They're like
5 minutes.
Like, oh my goodness.
Really, man. You know, it'd be cool to see Lance Storm. That would have been cool if they brought him in.
Can I be serious just for a minute?
I think Lance like, yeah, I'm not doing anything. Freaking Hogan storyline sucks. Dreamer's a nice guy. He'll come in.
Yeah, Dreamer will just. He's like, you pay me? Yeah. All right, I'm in.
Yeah, you know, I'll put another stable over. You know.
I'll do it. I don't care. Like the whole wedding though. Like I actually thought it was pretty funny. Like I like as a reviewer, I look at stuff more funnier than everything else. So I was so pissed off though during the wedding that Hulk Hogan did not get his proper entrance. That was BS. Brooks' music should have stopped. The wedding music should have started, and we should have heard. And the
band, I might as well give him the whole entrance. Who the hell was a band?
Hulk Hogan, brother. Like they should. That was the one thing that upset me because like Hogan has to have the grandest entrance. Like 2 weeks ago on Impact, it was hilarious when he was pissed off at Bully Ray and the fireworks and all that bullshit went off, and he didn't even pose for that, brother. He just said, "No, I'm going down to the ring to address this dude." Like he just walked down to the ramp like he didn't give a shit. Like you needed to give Hogan his proper entrance, goddammit. But the wedding though, like the segment itself, like at first I was like, "Damn, this is taking way too long. Where's the weird twist that's gonna happen at the end?" And Taz.
I think Taz we'll give TNA this. They do really need to get like name value in there. Because think about Devon, Gallows, and Knox.
Yeah, like
that's not gonna really, it's not really anyone to really rave about in terms of being stars. Taz, he was kind of a big name at one point in his career, and he does bring name value to it. I think he'll be a good manager. I think he managed Joe in like 2009, so
I remember they were like, oh yeah, dude, because everyone compares Samoa Joe to Taz because Joe at a time was sort of like the Taz that we were missing in wrestling because that was Taz, but Joe's obviously I don't know. It depends on how you look at their careers. Like I say, Joe is a little bit more successful than Taz was, but even then, it depends on how you look at it because Taz did do a lot of stuff in ECW, and he was a big factor in the WWF at one point. But
totally,
it's like it was just so weird that Taz, out of all people, and Mike Tenay once again fucking ruins this segment by his non-fucking existence of being excited. Like Mike Tenay seriously ruins everything. He ruins everything on the commentary. He's like, "Wow, oh my God, what is this, Taz? Oh God!" I was like. The only time I've heard Mike Tenay ever excited, and I don't know if you saw this segment, it was like segment a long time ago in TNA where Raven got his head shaved and Don West was screaming his ass off like he normally does. And then Mike Tenay literally goes, "You're right, partner. You're absolutely right. This is BS. I'm done with this." this, and he throws his headset. That's the only time I've seen Mike Tenay show any reaction. Any other time in TNA, it's like AJ Styles. Like he's the Joe Buck of professional wrestling. You know Joe Buck when he tries to be exciting, like oh my goodness, like that's
shut your mouth, man.
It's like
whenever you said like Cole was the worst, but yeah, Mike Tenay just sucks. Like that's Mike Knox for WWE. Like what?
Yeah, it's like he's so bored. Like Joe Buck, it would be like, oh yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, Deshaun Jackson returns the punt. Oh, he got a touchdown. It's like, God, I can't believe I have to listen to his dumbass during the NFC title game. I can't do that. But like, Mike Tenay just ruins every excitement of like the. I don't even know who the other guy's name is. Sorry if I don't know his name, but I like him. I wish.
Currently, he's not bad. Currently.
Yeah, I like him. I mean.
No.
He's not bad.
They should Borash on commentary. He's good.
Oh yeah, Borash is a fucking stud, man. Like he's like he has that like that weird voice there where it's like you're kind of you're kind of like listening to it because it's like man that voice is kind of interesting. Like he has that sort of voice to him where it's like that voice is kind of interesting. I gotta listen to this guy. Like that's what he has. Like honestly, like Mike Tenay just hurt this segment so much, and then like. What was Sting doing? Like, why is he wearing face paint at a wedding? Like, what the fuck? Like,
they're just a big mess.
And the thing was, what I'm not understanding is, like, why in the blue hell would Aces and Eights just leave Brooke Hogan there? Why not take her away or something? Like, have power over Hogan? Say, oh, we have your daughter, Hulkster. We will mess her up, Hulkster. We got the hammer right here, Hulkster. It's like, no, we're just gonna let her go. Why? Fucking take her away. Be more interesting. Like, make Hulk Hogan feel like he needs to actually do shit. But instead, it's like, well, I guess Taz is now a part of it. Now, at least we have some clarity why they are getting inside of the Impact Zone. Because Taz was letting them in.
True. Yeah, I think it's a good move. I know a lot of people are bashing it. But I think it could have been worse. As they say. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been like...
I don't mind Taz. I think Taz would be a good move. But it's just has been so bad on context. Like, does he still have it? Can he still be a believable heel manager? I don't know.
He does good. He does good during the gut checks. I like him during the gut checks.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just like Taz will say like the weirdest shit on commentary, and you're just like, what are you trying to say? Like, how are you explaining this? Like he'll just say like weird stuff. Like I remember one time it was like lockdown. Don't remember. It was like RVD was world champion. That's all I know. And RVD landed on his legs. He's like, man, he landed on his legs like a cat. Well, RVD's not really a cat because cats have 4 legs and RVD has 2 legs. But you get what I'm saying. But what if RVD was? And he just randomly said to Mike Tenay, but what if RVD was a cat? And Mike Tenay's like, what are you talking about, Taz? Well, I'm just saying is, if he was a cat, that means he would have 8 legs. And it's like, what?
Dude, I don't know. It's just, concerts so bad these days. That's why it's so refreshing to listen to JBL. But it's so refreshing to listen to JBL.
JBL is just those funny one-liners. Like, he's like, you want to show something in this business? Win a title. It's like, yes. Like my favorite JBL, he just always has those good moments. Like, oh, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad JBL's back for full time.
But overall, like, I don't know how more could they build this faction? Because let's get into like, what do you think of this new pay-per-view concept in general? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
I actually
don't get this.
I actually like it. Because going back to the old school days when there was only 4 major pay-per-views. And the only problems I have are the $15 pay-per-views because, first of all, the $15 pay-per-views are taped, which kind of hurts it in a way because what if RVD still X Division champion? And that means he held it for that long or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's my only problem is that most of these are taped. So it kind of does hurt the company a little bit, those $15 pay-per-views. And they're also on Fridays, which is like the most awkward day for a pay-per-view. That's like Bellator MMA shit right there, putting on Friday pay-per-view. Like no one's gonna sit home on a Friday night to watch like Sunday nights are understandable to like watch a wrestling pay-per-view. I mean, depending on what's on TV. I mean, it's not like the only times you have to worry about Sunday night pay-per-views are when football season's around. or when the NBA playoffs,
But
because they do play Sunday
maybe like
games.
awards like the Grammys or something. But no, I get you.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
awkward.
it's just like Friday pay-per-views are just random as hell, and they're charging it for $15, and they're ultimately just for fun. They're just supposed to be attraction pay-per-views, but even then, they could spoil product month at a time. They can spoil a lot of things that you're planning for your business, and it could ultimately hurt your business. But I do like the concept of 4 pay-per-views because TNA, first off, they weren't selling good anyways on their pay-per-views. But with the 4 pay-per-views, now they have more time to build up certain feuds, and that leads to more title changes on Impact shows. And most people won't be bashing the idea of the title changes happening on Impact shows because what else are they going to do? Because the $15 pay-per-views, they're not meant to be, with actual storylines. They're meant to be like attractions, as I was saying before. They're meant to be like theme shows, like nostalgic shows. That's what they're supposed to be. So, in all honesty, that's how I'm seeing it. I'm just kind of like behind it. Like I'm behind the $15 pay-per-views, but I do like the concept of just having 4 major pay-per-views because it gives you more time to build up to those events. And I feel the WWE, they shouldn't go to 4 pay-per-views, but they should cut down to like 8 pay-per-views because like half their pay-per-views don't mean shit anymore. So it's like might as well.
Like I saw them doing like 2 October periods. And I'm like, oh God, that's so stupid.
Yeah, like why would you have two?
In October?
Yeah, like like the thing about that is like okay, 2 October pay-per-views. Like most people are like, oh well, what's the matter with that? Like October, like when it comes down to football season, there's a lot of big games in October for football season because that's like still near the start of the season. You're trying to see which teams are going to make the playoffs or not, and mostly the Sunday night games are going to end up being good Sunday night games. So
yeah, and let's not forget, as much as I don't like baseball, baseball playoffs do go down on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
You feature stuff. So
well, then again, baseball. But
I don't get what W is doing there, but. Overall, TNA, what do you think about? One of the few segments I enjoyed last night. Bobby Roode, Austin Aries.
That was beautiful.
Looks like they're going to be a tag team. What do you think about that?
I love it. I said in my review, I hope they become a tag team because I loved how they worked together in the main event match. Like I love Bobby Roode and I love Austin Aries, so this is like the greatest tag team that ever lived for me.
They went to arguably two of the best performers in the company, and now. And it's kind of fresh. Let's see what other main eventers could rise to. We saw now it's going to be Daniels and Hardy. Maybe there'll be some more guys to go in the main event picture. Because look, as much as Roode and Aries are awesome, maybe they'll a little bit of step down. Not the worst thing in the world that could happen.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt. And
also
with the promo that Austin Aries cut, that he's tired of old people having the titles, like it adds up. I mean, you could have these two become like the 2-man power trip, like back when Austin and Triple H were the 2-man power trip. You got where Roode will become TV and tag team champions, and Austin Aries also be a tag team champion with the X Division title, and then you could have one point where they're fighting over for the TNA title. I don't know. You could probably do that, but it's definitely worth an interest, and I do like that they're putting these two as a tag team. I know many fans are like, oh, why they're doing this, but still, it's like they're entertaining. You're going to be like, hell no. It's like you're asking yourself, why are they putting Daniel Bryan and Kane together? It's almost the same thing, almost.
And I think it might just not as a tag team, but like bad influence. They're probably gonna like move away from the scene because they're gonna push Roode and Aries. I don't know what happens to bad influence with the tag team titles, but maybe they're gonna actually legit push Daniels to a big thing. So I don't know. Hogan, I heard like interviews is really big on Daniels. He really likes Daniels these days. He thinks Daniels has really stepped up.
Wait, who? Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I've heard interviews. He thinks Daniels.
That means he's the world champion. When Hulk Hogan makes an interview about you, better watch out. He's gonna. I feel that this actually may be the reason why they're doing on the show. Could be the reason that Jeff Hardy may be leaving the company because Jeff Hardy's contract does end in February 2013, early February. So this could be the reason maybe Jeff Hardy could be leaving TNA because, like in all honesty, it's just it's almost fitting. And also, I know most fans are not going to be happy about this, but they could try to build up Daniels as a long-reigning world heavyweight champion to the point where, I don't know, maybe a certain AJ Styles comes back at Bound for Glory and faces him for it. like for the 80th million time.
The only issue I have with that is I don't think they're that high on Styles anymore. I think Hogan's not crazy about it. So I don't know if it's gonna last long. I still think I put money that Hardy's gonna stay with TNA. I think they're all a lucrative deal, but I think Daniels deserves at least a month run. Give him I guess sympathy run against Cole, kind of like maybe kind of what WWE should have done with Christian. Actually, give him an actual run.
Well, they did kind of give him a sympathy run after
July,
after Money in the Bank. That was kind of hilarious where Orton kicks him in the balls. Like that's how Christian wins a world title.
But maybe Daniels actually. We know Daniels, if he wins, it won't be clean. It's just it won't go like that. If it's clean, I'll be really shocked.
Yeah, I'll be shocked as hell. If like he is a BME and shit like that, and he pins Hardy, I'll be like, what just happened there? So
Daniels winning clean. When does this happen? Yeah. But like I said, I think Daniels been one of the highest performers in the company over the past 6 months. I have no problem with him winning the title.
Yeah, same here.
See him having a long title, right? I don't think the company will give him that long because they still care all about their ratings, like.
Yeah, because like well now they do have to care about their ratings more often because since their pay-per-views are so far apart, you need to have strong ratings to like make people want to watch your TV show that long. But that what you mentioned about the pay-per-view concept, I totally forgot. So that whole thing that Austin Aries set up for the X Division title is pretty much useless now.
Destination X is it gone? It's gone, right?
Yeah, Destination X is gone. So the whole point of where Austin Aries is like every Destination X, the X Division champion can cash in for the world title is kind of gone, pointless.
That's a shame because I thought that was a pretty cool concept. Even though X Division's not crazy these days, but I thought it was a cool concept. But oh well. Maybe there'll be some cool stuff with this, like little tournaments, whatever. But so far, I've seen, I read the stuff. The Joker's tournament seems pretty lame, and then
the extravaganza
they did something else. I know Aries and Joe main evented, which is pretty cool. But
I just saw one name, and I already said I might chip in $15 for the extravaganza. But then I saw one match where it was like maybe not. When I read RVD versus Jerry Lynn, I said no. I said, nope, not going to chip in $15 anymore. I was thinking about it, but nope. Why? Because Austin
is tired.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard Jerry Lynn was going to wrestle 6 more matches, and then he was done. Did he wrestle them already? Like, I don't hate Jerry Lynn. Don't get me wrong. He has done great things in this business. No doubt he's a pioneer of what TNA likes to call him is the pioneer of the exhibition. There's no doubt about that. But the thing is, this dude needs to retire. And that's all I gotta say. But I saw one name on there, and I marked the fuck out. All you TNA fans should mark the fuck out. Maverick Matt Bentley. If I see a Bentley bounce, I am going to jump up and down. If I watch that pay-per-view, I love Maverick Matt Bentley. By the way, if you guys don't know, Michael Shane, aka Maverick Matt Bentley, aka Mav, part of Serotonin, is actually Shawn Michaels' nephew. So he's a pretty good talent. He just never really got a fair chance because, people graded him too high. Like, that's what I felt like what was the problem with his career was that people looked at him too high because, like, they're like, oh, he's real. It's like when you're Barry Sanders' kid, who plays at the University of Stanford, by the way, and he is actually good. But let's say, or Michael Jordan's kid, for example, because they both sucked at basketball. When you're Michael Jordan's kid, you just have too much high expectations, Yeah. That's why Kobe is smart and not getting boys. LeBron, you better watch out. LeBron Jr. is in trouble. There's going to be too much expectations for that boy.
But what we bring up? But I'm shocked they didn't bring back Low-Key for this.
Well, Low-Key's in good terms with the. Wait, is his name Low-Key or is it Senshi? Or is it Kaval?
Well, TNA, and I don't think it'll be Kaval.
No, he appeared in TNA recently as Kaval, didn't he?
Oh, what? I thought it was just Low-Key.
No, it wasn't it. Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like during the Destination X. I don't know which one. During the contract thing that they were doing when that Austin Aries one. They did it where he came back and he was just Kaval. He lost his match, but his name was Kaval. I remember that. Yeah, so no, because like he changes his name like Low-Key. Senshi was so stupid. Like Senshi was such a dumb gimmick.
Wasn't like Daniel's suicide or something?
Daniels and Kazarian were both suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty lame.
Yeah.
By the way, never really cared for him. But I gotta say, Kazarian, he's pretty good. I'm starting to like him a little more. But that was characters actually, not so generic.
Yeah, and I love his Kazmania shirt. It's so funny. It's like, yes,
Kazmania. I like Kaz's facial reaction. He just bounces off Daniels there.
And I love how Daniels is dancing during his that's what makes me love Daniels too. Is when he comes out, he starts dancing randomly. Like you're like, why is he?
Music goes so well with it. Just like this goofy electro music from 1985.
Yeah, it's like he's Curry Man. It's like he's Curry. He's pretty much is Curry Man. If you guys did not know, Curry Man was Christopher Daniels. That's why when Curry Man got fired, all of a sudden Christopher Daniels reappeared. Who would have thunk it?
What else is there? It's been kind of fun around James Storm. Right? I think his career is going to go like. I always liked the Cowboy, but another guy just flopping around.
I don't know if he's in Mr. Anderson purgatory yet, but he might be stepping
He's winning matches.
He's winning his matches. That is true. I think they're probably saving James Storm, like you said, because I'm just thinking that Jeff Hardy may lose and head back to WWE. That's just me wishful thinking because I would love to see him back there. But in all honesty, I think that they're just trying to save Jeff Hardy and James Storm for Lockdown. In all honesty, because that's seems like the bigger match, and it is going to be in Texas, which is sort of near Tennessee a little bit. So, and he's a redneck too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I get you.
I'm pretty sure Texas people love James Storm. I mean, he is a redneck, so it's not like they're gonna hate him. But I think they're trying to save it for Lockdown. That's why. That's why. Like when most people were like, "Oh, why did James Storm give up his title shot?" I think TNA realized, well, like they probably knew. Oh, well, we're gonna do this new pay-per-view concept, but we don't want to give up James Storm versus Jeff Hardy just yet because they know that's a big-time money match in the making. So it's like, why waste it there when you can waste it at a Lockdown where it means something? That's like a match that means something that you should use at a Lockdown. Just like when they use Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries. Why waste that on like free TV when they can waste it on a pay-per-view like Bound for Glory? That's a big-time match at Bound for Glory. So I feel like they're just saving James Storm to the point where when he does face Jeff Hardy, like it could just be two faces going at it. Doesn't really matter for TNA. They always have like two faces going at it anyway. So I just think they're going to save it for that.
Plus, I think he's one like the few guys that gets a consistently good pop. I mean, he gets always the pop, man. He's pretty over overall.
Yeah,
fans really like him.
His theme music, I don't know, something about his theme music is not the same as his all theme
Beer
music.
Money one.
Beer Money one and the other one that he used to have. Like this one just it fits good. Like I like it, but it's just like I wish it was more hardcore country, like more like hardcore when it comes down to the country part because like slick drinking. It's like that's just so random for things on like slick drinking. Beer Money. It's like what the and that's the part that it should start with after it says sorry about your damn luck. Yeah, but
they should. I think the theme music's in TNA should all be changed.
Yeah,
or all the Daniels and because they're other theme music, whatever. But I'm just wondering how they keep moving on TNA and what they're going to do. Obviously, the big Wembley tour or whatever, and that should be some good shows coming up. But it's going to be weird just how they're going to book their title matches, how the space going to go forward. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's kind of bad. Like it could be good, as in like you don't know what's going to go on, but it could be bad because it could be bad. And also, I want to know where the fuck is Garrett Bischoff?
Hopefully unemployed. By the way, I have a sad dream that I think that's going to happen within the next 3 months.
Eric Bischoff
especially when they lose the tag titles. I think Chavo Guerrero will turn heel and feud Hernandez, and nobody will give a shit. Heel and God, he just.
Dude, Chavo, seriously, when he was talking on the mic, he just sounded like a little kid that didn't belong at all near the ring. It's just like, are you lost, little kid? Get out. Like he just sounded like a little kid. I object.
In the business trouble.
He's like, I object this this. It's like, and then he fucked up on his line. That was hilarious. He's like, that's why you're not champion in this country or in this land or in this company. It's like, what the fuck? And I feel bad for Hernandez because he has mic skills, but they just use him there. Like he just holds his belt all weird, just stands there. It's like,
yeah, I like Hernandez. I don't know why they don't use him. Just like, by the way, I know he's come back. I've never been high on him. I still don't care for him. What do you think about Matt Morgan?
I like.
He's got the beard now. He's supposed to be this big tough guy, but
I like how they're using him better now. Like he's supposed like
big bully.
Like how Chavo can't take him down. Like Matt Hernandez. Matt Hernandez. Who the fuck is that? Matt Morgan 2 years ago would have fallen to a Chavo drop kick. This Matt Morgan is being used better because he's being treated like the monster he should be 2 years ago. See, TNA fucked up with him 2 years ago, and they messed up too bad because, in all honesty, the only reason why Robert Roode even won the Bound for Glory series was because Matt Morgan got injured. And if you're trying to kid yourself there, and I'm not even kidding yourself, and I'm the biggest Roode mark you'll meet, it's like the only reason why Matt Morgan and even Red or whatever his name is, who cares, got a consideration was because Matt Morgan got hurt. And I truly believe Matt Morgan did not get hurt, he would have been TNA World Heavyweight Champion by now.
But could you really see Matt Morgan main eventing? Now you talk about the BFG series. Could you really see Matt Morgan main event the Bound for Glory? Like,
well,
really?
He was over with the crowd. It's not like
I was on and off with TNA in 2011.
Yeah, so he was like over with the crowd. He had good mic skills. He challenged for the world title in the past, but always got screwed over. So you knew that this guy never got a fair shot at the TNA World Heavyweight title. And so it was almost like, you were hoping for that moment. But then once he got injured, he never recovered. They put him in that terrible... Was he part of that triple threat match with Crimson? Who's that loser? I can't remember that loser's name.
Crimson Mojo?
Yeah, was he a part of that, or was it someone else? I can't remember.
I don't know who he was. It was like just a meaningless triple threat match at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Philadelphia crowd wrecked, and nobody's some joke, the ROH fans. But yeah, it was a snooze fest. Morgan, he's there. I don't see anything big on him. Same thing, reason I didn't see anything big on the Pope, who's now released. I thought Pope was good. I liked him in 2010 when they actually used him right, but then he went with Abyss in that stupid casket feud. Then he feud with Joe or some him being an asshole on the street, like going to strip clubs instead of doing charity work. I don't know if it's TNA's fault for Pope not being successful, but I never thought Pope was anything major.
Yeah, I thought he could have done good, but they fucked up. He lost credibility once he got poked in the eye with a pen. I'm like, oh wow.
Like, I thought the biggest mess up, honestly, TNA's had a huge mess up, but I thought, looking back, I thought Desmond Wolfe was one of their biggest screw-ups. Like, I thought Wolfe could be signed big.
Well, Desmond Wolfe actually screwed himself because, unlike Daniel Bryan, Desmond Wolfe did not say, "Hey, doctor, what should I do?" He didn't go vegan. Daniel Bryan did, and if you guys don't know the story, might as well. Many people did not know this, so at the time when FCW was, searching for talent, Daniel Bryan and Nigel McGuinness, aka Desmond Wolfe, were looking to go into FCW. Daniel Bryan and Nigel McGuinness both signed up, but the thing was they were being delayed. They had to do their doctor stuff and whatnot, and they both found out they had something wrong in their systems. Daniel Bryan went to go fix it. He said that he subscribed to it, while Desmond Wolfe said, "Nah, I ain't gonna do this." And so many people freaked the fuck out. Like, this was crazy when people heard that WWE said no to Nigel McGuinness. Like, everyone was like, how dare WWE? They're such idiots. They don't know what wrestling is. When really, Nigel McGuinness did not know where his health was. And that's the only reason why Nigel McGuinness never really got a chance at being something big in TNA, because he never really took care of his body right. That's why he's commentating ROH now. If he would have just became a vegan, he would be wrestling now. But he has a sickness, and it sucks that a great talent like Nigel McGuinness will never ever be featured on our TVs unless you have Sinclair Broadcasting Network. But
yeah, it's a shame. It's really a shame because I thought he was really talented, and I think he had a good start, but typical TNA. He became just, he came with that big stable, with Jeff Hardy and that really amazing heel run.
Yeah. Or the British invasion, like Magnus. Oh, I remember when they first brought in Magnus, and he was wearing that stupid helmet, and he had the fake sword. He was a Roman gladiator.
I just remember like that freaking 20-minute long segment with Immortal, and there's like 20 guys in there ring, and you see young stars like Rude, Wolf, James Storm, all the young guys, even Matt Morgan at the time, just all in that ring together. Just really bad times.
Yeah, it's like
such a depressing segment. You just see Jeff Hardy standing there. I don't need you, fans. Like, Jeff, shut up. You know you love fans.
I don't need you, fans. Let me smoke my cigarette.
You know what's bad? The TNA is like right now cringeworthy. Like the last, like yesterday was really like cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Bischoff wasn't there for a second. Like, what happens when Eric Bischoff comes back? Because he's the guy where he's just an instant fast forward for me.
Just add on 40 more promo segments then to the show, because that's going to be mostly TNA. Like, it's going to be sad because there are going to be just too much promo segments that I don't care about. Because
what if Jeff Jarrett comes back?
Oh God. He's seriously the Triple H of TNA. Like, he'll come out and he'll be like, I'm feuding with Kurt Angle, and then 30 minutes later, and that's why I'm going to beat you at Genesis. Like, the fuck? You could have said that like in 10, like not even a second. Like, you could have said that in like 2 minutes. No, he prolongs promos to the point where it's like ridiculous. So I don't. Where is Jeff Jarrett anyways? He's still in Mexico or some bullshit.
One comparison is that people actually like Stephanie. Nobody likes Karen Jarrett.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody likes Karen.
I didn't like Karen Jarrett when she was with Kurt Angle. I mean, she like at first the only thing that I found funny about Karen was the fact when AJ Styles and Tomko were in a faction, and when AJ Styles was like would hit on Karen, and then Karen would hit on AJ, and then AJ thought he was like so cool because he was hitting on Karen, and he would tell Tomko, he's like, yeah, did you know what I did with Karen today? And then Tomko would be like, what? And then he would be like, put my hand over her shoulder, and then Tomko was like, oh my goodness. And then he would just get up and leave, and he's like, hey, Tomko, where are you going, man? Tomko, where are you going? I'm not done telling the story.
It's been a while since AJ Styles actually showed charisma. I know you like AJ Styles, but yeah, man,
he has no charisma. Dude, he has no charisma. The only times AJ Styles has shown charisma was that
Flair, maybe.
No, Flair carried his ass. That's the only reason why. Flair, like the only charisma he showed was his laugh. That was it. But
he came to a rib problem. Remember he tried doing that AJ joke, how WWE's copy 10. Like he was doing a segment with Bobby Roode, like he couldn't even pull a rib down properly. It's like, shit, how old are you?
And then when he was talking about Hogan, how he ruined the company, that was like the best AJ promo ever. Like, if anyone wants to see a great AJ promo, that's probably the best, where he's like, you ruined this company. I was here since day one, but you decide to come here with your boys, with your family, and ruin my family. Like, that was a good segment. So,
where is AJ Styles these days? He's been seen a lot.
Apparently since Daniels beat him, he has been sent home because he's super depressed that he's now a loser.
Yeah, AJ Styles, he's kind of like Cena. They had their worst years, except Cena is superstar of the year.
Yeah.
AJ Styles is just.
AJ Styles, they're trying to build up a comeback story for AJ, because like whether people want to not disown it or not, even though yes, Austin Aries and Robert Roode have shined throughout TNA the last year, AJ Styles is still the man of TNA. Like, he's been there longer than both of those guys. He's the reason. He is TNA. Like, you can't spell TNA without AJ Styles. Like,
yeah. I assume that Styles will get a huge push when he comes back, but like, is it gonna stay, or is he gonna be like another Samoa Joe, or Joe? It's 3 months, then see you later.
I think it's gonna.
Comebacks have been like that.
I think it's gonna stay. Cause like, in all honesty, it's like, AJ Styles, first Grand Slam champion for TNA, the only man to hold all different names of the global legends and TV title. You know, he's done it all in the company. And I feel like, you know, if they want to give him one last run like they did with Kane back in like what WWE, what year was that? Like 2010, 2011 was it? I can't remember. The year where Kane got the World Heavyweight title for a long time and he beat Taker in that Buried Alive match. I think it was 10.
Yeah.
And then Big Show this year. I feel they would probably give him one last long run, and then afterwards AJ Styles, because AJ Styles' body is not the same. Like he's been broken down for so many years. Like he can't even do the spiral tap right anymore. Like all his moves are kind of getting dumbed down a little bit. So
he doesn't look. Yeah, he doesn't look well. He doesn't really shave his chest anymore. He just doesn't really shave.
yeah, I mean, because like if you look at AJ Styles back in like 2002 to 2007. And then you after that year, you could just see AJ just get bigger, but you don't know if that's muscle big or if he's just getting fatter.
True.
It's like
I thought he did a decent run. Like I thought his championship run, it felt forced, but I thought he did decent.
Well, it was kind of forced. I mean, because like the whole point of that was like they were trying to make it where they were trying to set up a big time TNA match for Bound for Glory, and they said like that's why AJ Styles beat Sting at Bound for Glory because like contrary to most people's beliefs, yeah, we understand that Sting beat a lot of guys and mostly TNA guys don't go over. It's mostly WWE guys, but don't forget most of those guys that came from TNA were originally in ROH. AJ Styles was like day one TNA first episode onward. So they wanted AJ Styles to be the one to be an icon and Sting. They thought that was going to take AJ Styles to the next level. It sort of did in a way, but then they had to turn him heel because they wanted, like what I heard is that they wanted Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles as the big match, but
obviously it was huge at the time.
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy obviously was not 100%. So,
but wasn't it like AJ Styles' Bound for Glory was 0-9 Sting? Then he did like the EB2 Fortune thing. Well, the main event was like Angle, Hardy, and Anderson. It's like Styles just became an afterthought afterwards.
Yeah, because like they were gonna make AJ Styles a long-time champion, but then they signed Rob Van Dam to a contract, so they totally scrapped that idea and they said, "Oh, let's go Rob Van Dam." Like at the time,
it was all about ratings.
Yeah, at the time, like they also fucked up on art. Well, Jeff Hardy almost actually fucked it up. Let's not deny there. Like RBD Jeff Hardy, they fucked up on that situation a long time ago because remember Jeff Hardy at RBD was supposed to go down at like lockdown, but then Jeff Hardy showed up to Victory Road High. I don't remember. So they just fucked up a lot. TNA.
Oh yeah, it's TNA. Everybody messes up, but let's hope. You know, it improves. You know, I think it's almost 1 year anniversary for Dave Lagana being there. So
yeah,
I thought the summer was really good. Like, I really enjoyed TNA during the summer.
Yeah,
minus the Carl Lynch stuff, but I really enjoyed TNA.
I feel like TNA does its best when it's near Bound for Glory season, just like WWE does its best near WrestleMania season. And then, like right now, like I always say, after the big shows, there's always that one moment where like they just go dead and they don't know what's going on. Like they just like TNA just throw shit on the wall after Bound for Glory because like it's just so random that Brooke Hogan all of a sudden loves Bully Ray. Like what?
Yes.
It's like what the fuck is going on here? And then Austin Aries and Bobby Roode are like Austin Aries was like, oh, I want to beat Aces and Eights up. Oh, I don't even give a shit about Aces and Eights. I actually paid them off so that way they could beat Bobby Roode up.
Yeah, that was random. That's more confusing storylines. But I don't know if you heard, but recently the lawsuit was dropped. So now the whole TNA guys can't go to WWE is gone now. So I'll be interested to see what happens in 6 months to a year. Who maybe if any guys will make the jump? I doubt it right now.
Yeah, I doubt it because like some guys just love the fact that TNA like. That's a dumb like. See, I just hate the reason where people like some wrestlers like, yeah, TNA's paying me a lot of money, but their road schedule is lighter than WWE, so I won't want to go there. It's like, well, wouldn't you want to reach like CM Punk said best in his DVD? When I get bored with something, I want to find a new goal, and like I want to reach to the best heights that I can. See, that's what I would want to do as a wrestler. If I was in TNA, I did all this shit, I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of bored here, so I want to try to reach out and do better things.
Like, that's what's so frustrating. Like, Bobby Roode, he had the longest title reign in the company. It's like, what more do you have to achieve? You can say the same thing for Smoke Joe. It's like, what do you guys have to achieve anymore?
Well, Roode was Rude is like beer money was gonna go to the WWE, back in like what was it like '09 something like that, like 2010, somewhere around there. But what happened was that like what they did was that TNA offered them contracts for WWE, and they signed like 4-year contracts to TNA, both Bobby Roode and James Storm. So they resigned before WWE could even contact them because they were coming up on their contracts, and then TNA called them up right away. They didn't even get a chance because they pretty much told them like bullshit and said, hey, you can stay, and WWE never really got a chance to contact them because Robert Roode was on WWE's rate, like I believe like right after 2007 they were talking about Robert Roode has to come to the WWE. Like Vince wanted Robert Roode on WWE TV because like he probably would have feuded with Cena. Like right now at this time, Robert Roode would probably be like in the main event WWE, like World Heavyweight Champion or something.
Just a shame. It's like he's done everything pretty much at TA.
Yeah,
and people really take him seriously. I remember watching the Road Dogg Billy Gunn shoot, and I was like, how is Bobby Roode not in WWE? It's just beyond me. It's like basically the perception around like all these wrestlers is like, do whatever you gotta do, go to FCW for 3 to 5 months and just get your ass in WWE. That's what I understand. Like, so I understand, like say like Samoa Joe. It's like, your best friend CM Punk. It's like they're telling you like what's bigger than WrestleMania. It's like when WrestleMania is just the pinnacle of everything around.
I think what
how do you not want to perform at WrestleMania?
I think with Joe though, I feel like
I know he has a family, but come on.
I feel like Joe though, like he's at a point of his career where he knows that he missed his opportunity. Like he had a chance and that he missed his opportunity. Like because don't forget at the time where Joe could have gone to the WWE, it wasn't like Cena was like the super top guy. Cena was rapping with beats squared. So it's like it wasn't like Cena was like huge where Cena could be like, hey Vince man, you should sign my buddy Samoa Joe. Like, it wasn't like Cena was that huge. I feel like Joe, because like Joe signed like a huge long term contract with TNA. I feel like Joe just accept the fact that he missed his opportunity. Like right now, if Joe went to the WWE, yeah, he would still be used good, but it's not like the WWE would be able to use him while he was in his prime because Joe is kind of like in his pseudo prime. Like he's not really past his prime. He can still go in the ring, but he's not really like at the Samoa Joe level that we're used to know. He's just kind of like in his pseudo prime, and he knows that he missed his opportunity. Like I wouldn't mind him just going to the WWE, even if it's just for a short run. But he knows he's past that. Like he just knows that it wasn't meant to be, I guess.
True. I rule it out because I was 34, and like we've seen guys like I think MVP came to WWE. He's like 35, 36.
Well,
and I know Truth came back and he was 80. So I don't rule it out, especially since Punk is obviously. There's no denying Punk has political power.
Oh yeah, no, Cena and Punk. I mean, Cena and Punk controlled that company. Like Orton took a back seat.
Based on the recent signs, like Generico just got signed, like Triple H. As much as we give criticism of Triple H, he has a good eye for what a good wrestler is, like what a good talent is. So
well,
I don't rule out anything with Triple H. He might bring in Bobby Roode. He might bring in Austin.
Yeah, no, well. You gotta think it's not just all Triple H. I'm pretty sure Punk is saying, "Hey, you should check out that guy." And Triple H is like, "Okay." Like, yeah, I like Triple H is let's not forget Triple H has brought in guys like Sin Cara. Well, he did bring in Sheamus and Wade Barrett respectively.
They brought in Claudio and Hero.
Yeah. Well, he didn't really bring in Claudio. He just he just loves Claudio. So Claudio is one of the Golden Boys, and if you guys don't know what the Golden Boys are, they're pretty much Triple H's personal, favorites. And with these personal favorites, they pretty much have some sort of power, but not super duper power. And it's like Sin Cara, Sheamus, and Claudio's a part of it. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone else a part of it. But they pretty much have power. And Triple H, I've been liking his run as talent evaluator. I think that's what his run is. So I like it. I like what he's doing because he's bringing in good talent. But definitely CM Punk and John Cena, I think, are at his ear because as much as Cena likes to gloat himself on TV to be Superman, I think he's actually a good human being at heart.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. It's gonna be, business could evolve so much within the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Especially Mania and who knows? As Triple H, when he said in an interview, he said he wants to get tag team wrestling going again. He's doing a good job of that. Divas are kind of getting pushed out, which is kind of unfortunate. But hey, how can you blame right now with such crappy talent?
Yeah,
The other thing is more new guys on TV. And look at it, you got the Shigeru, you got Ryback, you got Cesaro, you got maybe Kid's gonna come up next.
Yeah, and then that's like breaking the mold. Like Hero's still down there, Pac's down there. There's a bunch of people down there in NXT.
Bray Wyatt's supposed to debut soon.
Bray Wyatt, yeah, Bray Wyatt's down there. So it's like there's a bunch of good talent down there that are just itching to go to the WWE. So there's a lot of great talent. And TNA with OVW, I don't even know. Like I know Gunner's now. I've been catching up with OVW because my personal favorite Gunner's down there.
Yeah, your favorite, man. My favorite's down there. I think it's Champion Crimson. Right?
Oh, Crimson's the OVW champ. If there's a Gunner Crimson feud, and I can, what's funny? I actually get OVW on my TV.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's on DirecTV. It's like Fox Sports, and if you guys are interested, because I know you guys are, because you guys want to see Gunner versus Crimson for the OVW World Title match, just go to Fox Sports, and it's Fox Sports Ohio, and it's on every. Is it Friday? Yeah, Friday night at 9 p.m. And it's 2-hour episodes. It's actually pretty good. I saw Zima Ion on there before he made it to TNA. I saw him on there, so it's actually pretty interesting. But they're in like they're like in high school gyms. Not even legit high school gyms, like the most shittiest high school gyms I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, you should check it out if you guys are interested. Fox Sports Ohio, 12 o'clock Eastern time. For anyone who cares. Not 9 o'clock for me because it's Pacific time. But other than that, yeah.
By the way, someone just said a quote. JBL said, some great tag teams don't make it as singles wrestlers. The Road Warriors and the Dudleys. Burn. JBL. So yeah, Bully Ray, major push. Yeah, you're not really successful.
Yeah, not successful. You're not marrying Brooke Hogan or anything. Devon, you're the TV. Oh yeah, I thought the TV title was supposed to be defended every week. So fucking stupid.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about NFL and wrap this up?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's get with the NFL.
I want Tom Brady to come out with the Bobby Roode entrance theme this week.
Oh yeah, dude, that would be epic. And then Giselle just following him for no reason. But yeah. The interesting thing, and I was telling Alan this before, is that I didn't know this, but if Ray Lewis does lose to the Patriots, it's almost kind of fitting because I don't know if any of you Raven fans notice, and I'm not trying to diss a lot of Raven fans. I know there's some diehard there, but most of you guys do not even know that you guys used to be the Cleveland Browns, okay? I hope you guys know that. You guys used to be the Cleveland Browns. If you don't know that, you got to go do your history because the Ravens technically have the Browns history, sort of. I don't know how the history thing worked, but Bill Belichick used to be the coach for the Cleveland Browns. I know many of you guys are surprised. Bill Belichick used to be the coach of the Cleveland Browns, but he was before he became, the coach of he was the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants that won the Super Bowl against the pathetic Buffalo Bills. He moved on forward to being the Cleveland Browns head coach. He had somewhat successful seasons with the Cleveland Browns, had a great coaching staff around him. Some of the people you see today, like Allen's GM of the Atlanta Falcons, used to be one of the guys Bill Belichick had as a scrub.
Thomas Dimitri.
Yeah, former Chiefs GM and former Pats GM Scott Pioli used to work as a scrub for Bill Belichick. Alabama head coach Nick Saban used to be a defensive coordinator for Bill Belichick. Who's the Detroit's coach name again? I always forget. Jim Schwartz. Yeah. Used to work for Bill Belichick. So there's a lot of people that came out of this Cleveland core that are just like game changers to the sport. Go watch Cleveland 95. It's a Football Life. Great documentary. But Bill Belichick used to be the Cleveland coach. And Belichick, traded with the San Francisco 49ers for a first-round pick. And the problem was that Belichick never really got to use that first-round pick because he got fired during the move to Baltimore because the Browns at the time, they were projected to go to the Super Bowl that year because they had a great team. But after they heard they were moving to Cleveland, they're moving out of Cleveland, the whole moral of the team just went down. And they started sucking. So Belichick didn't get to keep his job. because of how disappointing the ending of the season went. And so what happened was that one of the draft picks that Bill Belichick was looking at before Ozzie Newsome, current Ravens owner, was looking at now, was Ray Lewis. And what Bill Belichick did was every Saturday go down to the University of Miami and watch Ray Lewis play, talk to Ray Lewis, learn about Ray Lewis, and he wanted to draft Ray Lewis. Now, at the time, Ray Lewis, he wasn't really much of a high draft pick. He was very small. He wasn't someone that people like. He was great in college. Everyone's great in college, but people said he's too small for the NFL. And Ray Lewis, fell to like number 26 to the Ravens. We all know that story. And now he's considered one of the greatest middle linebackers. But Bill Belichick was the one who wanted Ray Lewis. Bill Belichick wanted to coach Ray Lewis. He scouted and tried to get Ray Lewis. It's almost kind of fitting that, Ray Lewis was found by such a genius in Bill Belichick. Like, if you guys think Bill Belichick's an idiot, you got to get your fucking head examined. This dude's the smartest man in the world. I mean, he drafted Gronkowski in the 3rd fucking round. He knew Gronkowski had talent, so don't ever hate Bill Belichick. He drafted Tom fucking Brady in the 6th round. So this guy knows what talent is. He introduced Ray Lewis to the league. He used to go down and teach Ray Lewis some film, watch film with Ray Lewis, and coaches are allowed to do this. They are allowed to do this with, guys who are going to become rookies. I think it's only with seniors is the rule. It's only with seniors, and Ray Lewis was a senior. Or was he a junior? I don't know. Maybe the rules have changed. But other than that, Bill Belichick wanted Ray Lewis. And it's almost kind of fitting that, like, Bill Belichick was the one who, and he still went to the Ravens because Ozzie Newsome worked with Bill Belichick, and he was the one who drafted Ray Lewis because Bill Belichick was so high on him. It's almost kind of fitting that, like, if the Ravens do lose to the Patriots, they lose, and it's like a coming. It's just kind of crazy how Bill Belichick was the one that introduced to the league of Ray Lewis, and he's in Baltimore because of Bill Belichick.
Quite the storyline.
Yeah. So, honestly, my prediction for the game though is that I said this on the Before the Kickoff podcast that when you play sports, there's emotions always involved, and I really do feel the Ravens are on such a high emotional. They're such on an emotional high right now that they could upset the Patriots. And I really think that Gronk not being in the game is really, really big. Is really big because now you don't have to worry about Ray Lewis or Suggs or any of those linebackers having to focus on Gronk. You can now just focus on Wes Welker and Aaron Hernandez. As much as people love him, the dude's not really that great with his hands, and he does have fumble issues that we haven't seen because Brady always throws it to him for a touchdown in the goal line. But he does have fumble issues that we haven't seen yet. It's like, Brandon Lloyd is not an excellent. What has Brandon Lloyd done since going to New England? I don't even know.
Threat, I think. He didn't put great numbers, but he's still a threat.
Yeah, he's a somewhat. Like, the only problem is that Joe Flacco, he's facing a better Patriots secondary than he did last year because Hakeem Talib has changed as Patriots secondary play. And he's also facing a better Patriots defense than he did last year. So I think Flacco will struggle a bit, but I do feel the Ravens could pull off the upset, but New England can still win. It's not like New England's going to roll over and die.
Also, let's not forget, New England has a much better running game this year. I think Ridley and Shane Green have definitely made up offense more unpredictable, more explosive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also. And let's not forget, both his defense is not as good as they were last year. They don't have a Darius Webb. He's kind of having a down year. Suggs is, he's still good, whatever.
Well, Suggs is not. Well, Suggs is still have is like
still a threat, but not as good as he was.
Because like right now he's like still hurting. He's still injured. He has like a bicep injury and that quad injury still that he's running off of. And like with bicep injuries, it's hard to tackle with those things. So he's not really as strong as he was. And Ed Reed, he seems to like limp off the field every minute.
I just think as much as New England, maybe they're hurting a bit, maybe they're not as good as last. I still think they're much better than last year. I just think Baltimore is kind of worse than what they were from last year. And I honestly think I got a little criticism for this, but I think it was more of Denver's faults than Baltimore's execution. I think
nope, it was more that Peyton Manning,
Tony Carr would not make that play.
Also, it's more of Peyton Manning cannot, and I can repeat, cannot win that much big-time playoff games. The only time Peyton Manning has win big-time playoff games is when he's facing shitty quarterbacks. Do you notice that? When he faces shit-ass quarterbacks, Peyton Manning somehow magically wins. The only time he beat Brady.
He beat Brady that 1 year, right?
Yeah, he beat Brady that 1 year. And then who did he face in the Super Bowl? He didn't face Drew Brees in the Saints that year. He faced Rex Grossman, Sexy Rexy. Oh, God.
And he beat Sanchez that 1 year.
To face Brees, and then what happened when Brees faced him? Smacked him right there.
Your boy Rivers beat him 1 year.
Exactly. He can't face pretty good quarterbacks like in the playoffs. Like in regular season, it's like, oh yeah, I can beat these fuckers. But in the playoffs, like Peyton Manning, he's always going to be known as a great regular season quarterback. But I think he's tad bit overrated in the playoffs. Like just in the playoffs, regular season, he's a god. You can't touch him. But in the playoffs, he can be tad bit overrated when it comes down to it because it's like he doesn't play that well in the playoffs. Like that's just me. I don't hate Peyton Manning. I think he's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But he in the playoffs, he can be a tad bit overrated when it comes down to it. Because
he was a little hesitant. I think the whole Denver team just looked off. They looked like that bye week really affected them.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Truman Holiday, that game could easily I don't know about blowout, but easily that game was going to be over within the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Truman Holiday really saved them that game, and I'm like a Baltimore. I'm still not 100% confident. Look, Flacco shut me up. I'll admit, Flacco definitely. Flacco earned himself a big contract with that performance.
I've always said this. I think Joe Flacco is the opposite of Peyton Manning. I think he's a better playoff quarterback than he is a regular season quarterback. Like in the playoffs, Joe Flacco, he's pretty consistent in the playoffs. It's just in the regular season he sucks dick.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think this is a judgment game against New England.
Yeah.
You know, last year, he played good enough not to lose. Now he needs to play good enough where they actually need a win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last year, he said, I didn't turn the ball over. We could have easily won. Now you actually play to win, Joe.
Yeah. I just think it's going to hurt without – because Webb is such a great corner. It's like, oh, God. It's like without him, it kind of hurts, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, now, I'm going New England this game. I think I got them 27-17. I just think the offense. I think Baltimore's run defense is not the same, and I think New England's going to capitalize on a few mistakes. I also think their pass rush is better than I said. Like Chandler Jones, I think Ninkovich is very underrated.
Oh, Ninkovich is a monster. That dude can play his zone so good.
He doesn't get an appreciation. He's making tons of plays this year.
Yeah, Ninkovich is good. He's like the Pekovic. He's like Pekovic. He just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I get you. But then you still got Wolfork there.
Wolfork's always a beast.
So overall, the defense is just really improved from last year. And they got the home crowd still.
Yeah, they still have Gillette Stadium. So it's like, I'm not counting out New England. I don't think Baltimore's going to come in there and be like, oh, you're dead, Brady. No, I still think Brady could still kill them. I think Brady and the boys can still kill them. It's just that I'm just on the emotional high. Like when you play sports, sometimes emotional high gets into it. Like, you know how like the Redskins fans were with RG3 emotional high. Like if a healthy RG3 was there, I really do think the Redskins could have pushed to an NFC Championship. I don't think they would have beaten the Falcons in the Georgia Dome, but I think they could have tried to push to get to there.
I definitely agree with you. I think it would have beat Seattle if Griffin was healthy because Washington, that offense was on a roll the first two drives, and then it just died. And Griffin couldn't move anymore. But they were on a roll.
Yeah.
And the defense was playing well. Like I know they lost to Rackbo and like their defense hurt, but they had a 7-game winning streak. But I think they were allowing only 19 points. Their defense was playing with so much heart. Like Tony Romo was really hot. I know people like to rip on Tony Romo, but he was on a pretty nice streak of productive games.
Yeah,
and they just made him look like garbage in that week. 3 picks. They made him look like garbage.
Yeah. So
Washington, they have a great future.
Yeah, no, they have a great future. As long as RG3 stays healthy and Alfred Morris is still productive for them, they have a great future.
Totally.
Because they're gonna have to rebuild on defense no matter what. I mean, their defense is like
kind of old.
Well, London Fletcher's gone, so it's like.
But they're gonna get Rackle back, and I always thought Rackle was one of them.
Rackle's a beast.
Very good pass rusher. I don't think he gets enough credit. Like people don't bring him up a lot.
Yeah, his Geico commercials are pretty funny though.
So, we both like New England, and now NFC title game, we got my Falcons against the Niners, and I did take the Niners. kind of unpopular pick. A lot of people give me shit for. What do you think, Chase?
I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers too. I think the Falcons still like both these games. What I like is that each team has a chance. I mean, okay, like being honest here, if Seattle would have beat Atlanta, I would have been like, LOL, because Seattle and San Francisco is not good. If Seattle was in Seattle facing San Francisco, yeah, I'll give Seattle a great chance. But they're not. They're going to San Francisco, and like in all honesty, it's just that both teams have a good chance. Like Atlanta has a chance to, based off a very tough, like, because the thing is about San Francisco is that their defense is good, but they can't really defend the middle of the field that well. And I feel Atlanta can expose that. I feel Atlanta has a good way of maybe running away from Bowman, because even though Patrick Willis is a beast, Bowman's still a monster. And I would rather run away from Bowman right now than Patrick Willis. It's easy to like get a play off of him sometimes, but Bowman, it's like that dude's such an energizer bunny. He's just everywhere. So I feel Atlanta could do that to San Francisco.
It's San Fran's front seven that's really pushes San Fran as one of the best defenses.
Yeah.
I think the secondary can be exposed, and if Ryan gets the time, he's gonna tear them apart. Because look, Seattle has one of the best secondaries, and Ryan, minus the two, both picks were pretty poorly thrown, but he pretty much tear them apart. I thought Ryan had a great game against Seattle.
Yeah.
And if he gets the time, if Alden Smith doesn't go crazy, I think Ryan can have a productive day. But what it comes down to is, I think Atlanta's O-line's getting exposed. Their O-line's pretty average, and they've had some pretty piss-poor games this year. But it's been games against weak opponents, so it hasn't been really seen. But
you guys faced against some tough D linemen. Like, it's not like they faced against bad D linemen. So
yeah, it's true, but I think I think it's just a matter of time for Alden Smith awakens, and I think Justin Smith's getting more healthier, and I think everyone's saying it's going to be a shootout. I think they're wrong. I think Atlanta's defense is going to be better this week. Let's not forget, they held Seattle to 7 points the first 3 quarters. And I know people want to look. I am totally wrong about Russell Wilson. He is the real deal. But people got to remember, if John Abrams on the field, there's no way Kaepernick's going to have that much time. Like, Wilson had all day to throw the majority of the time. If Abrams playing, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but don't forget who San Francisco's O-linemen are. Those guys are beasts too. San Francisco has some beastly O-linemen. Like, it's so funny too. It was like every year San Francisco would draft an O-lineman in the first round. Everyone's like, man, these guys suck. Why did they keep drafting these fuckers? And then all of a sudden Jim Harbaugh comes. He's like, all right, time to put in my offense. You guys will be good. And the thing about what I like what they're doing with Kaepernick is that they've been doing a good job with like what they have with Kaepernick is like the Wildcat, but 10 times better because Kaepernick can actually throw the football. Like,
true.
That's what it comes down to. But also, Atlanta secondary is pesky at times. Like they're ball hawks down that secondary. Like Asante Samuel, even though he was up there, he's not really like the same Asante Samuels. Like the Asante Samuels I love is the New England Asante Samuels, part of that perfect season run that ended badly. But other than that, he's still a ball hawk. He will still get an interception every once in a while. They cooed. That dude's a monster. Like I really would have chose Atlanta if Brett Grimes was healthy. If Brett Grimes was here, I would choose Atlanta in a heartbeat. I'd be like, oh, I don't know, because you got Michael Crabtree on one side, and then you got Randy Moss on the other side, and Mario Manningham's out. So yeah, you're kind of screwed there when it comes down to it. It's like, Brett Grimes on him.
Big X factor in this game, though. Vernon, they have to somehow get the ball at Vernon Davis because Atlanta got, Zach Miller had that huge game, and Zach Miller's nowhere near Vernon Davis. The thing is, Vernon Davis hasn't been getting the ball. I don't know, he's coming through capital. They can get Vernon Davis going, oh boy.
The thing is this, because with Jim Harbaugh is one of those, he's a weird type of coach. If he has a quarterback that can be like an Andrew Luck or a game changer, he will want to throw it to his tight end more. But it's odd because in Stanford, Andrew Luck didn't throw to his wide receivers all that much. Like they would line up like Colby Fleener as a tight end. They would use him as the receiver, as the main receiver. They would line him up there, and he would amplify his tight end all the time. So it was kind of weird this season when they went to Kaepernick that all of a sudden Jim Harbaugh is all like, oh yeah, Michael Crabtree's the number one guy, which was awkward because it's like Jim Harbaugh has always been the guy that's a tight end coach. He's always been a guy that has supported tight ends. So it's kind of awkward that like Jim Harbaugh is not using Vernon Davis more because I think they need to utilize Vernon Davis even more, and even Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker's still a good tight end. Like he's not Vernon Davis, but he's pretty decent. Like he can make some cool catches. Like I guess. Well, another X factor I think are the two backup running backs for both San Francisco and Atlanta, and Jaquiz Rogers for Atlanta and LMJ LaMichael James for San Francisco because both those guys are very similar. They can catch the ball and they can run for a lot of yards if they get the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both very explosive, and we saw Rogers put Earl Thomas pretty on his ass.
Yeah.
So Rogers is a threat, and James he's starting to get more carries. I think he's getting adjusted now to the NFL style.
Well,
and he's a threat. Yeah, definitely. But I just think they're going to try to get going.
Yeah. Well, the problem with James was in the beginning was because the thing is the Michael James he comes from the Oregon offense, and as much as Chip Kelly is a genius and stuff like that, the Oregon offense doesn't really transitional well for certain players that are trying to go to the NFL. Like if you go to Oregon, yeah, you get these cool uniforms and you have a crazy no huddle offense that's really fast. That's cool and all, but when you're transitioning to the NFL, it's going to be harder for you. And so that's what happened with Michael James. Is that he couldn't transition well because Oregon. It's not like Oregon's a poor system. It's just that the way Oregon runs their shit, it's different than what the NFL is going to run. That's why I'm excited to see Chip Kelly in the NFL because most of New England stuff that they've been doing with the no huddle, Bill Belichick picked up from Chip Kelly. So I wonder who's going to keep at quarterback because Michael Vick is like the perfect option for Chip Kelly because he always uses quarterbacks that can run. He never has a quarterback that just stands in the pocket. So I'm going to be really interested in Philadelphia next year. But other than that, like San Francisco and Atlanta, I think it's going to be a close game. I don't see San Francisco blowing them out. If they do, I'll be surprised. Like if San Francisco blows out Atlanta or vice versa, that's who I'm choosing. That's who I'm choosing for the Super Bowl. If they blow each other out, that's what I'm saying. Like if Atlanta blows up San Francisco, I'm choosing Atlanta to win the Super Bowl. If San Francisco blows out Atlanta, I'm choosing San Francisco to win the Super Bowl because I won't believe it because I think these two teams are better than the AFC teams. Like no offense to the Patriots, like like people were saying the Falcons had a weak ass schedule. The Patriots had a weaker one. They had before the percentages came out at the end of the season, before all the final records were standing, the Patriots before the season had the easiest schedule, and people were predicting these fuckers to go 16-0. They didn't go 16-0.
Well, like 42, I remember. They did because I think the NFC West, that's what the proof is. Okay, it's it's a joke.
Hello?
Yeah, it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
That both things have improved. That we've done other shows really, but I predicted New England Green Bay before this. I changed the pick from Green Bay before the post. Look, we thought the offensive line would get exposed eventually, and it didn't really. Green Bay's offensive line actually came through that really pretty soft, but their defense is old.
Well, Green Bay's?
They can't talk the linebacker, leg doesn't play. They actually
yeah, Green Bay is just like they signed Jeff Saturday, and he gets a Pro Bowl, but he's not even starting anymore for Green Bay. Like it's like, I don't know what happened with the Green Bay Packers this year.
Green Bay built from so now this is 2 years of gang, pretty much completely outplayed and all. I was actually got played the Giants, then San Fran eventually got away, but it's great. But his actor, I just want to quarterback, like something guy.
Yeah, like I chose San Fran and New England in the beginning of the season, so I'm hopefully I can finally get a full Super Bowl right after many years of predicting. That would be amazing for me, but knowing me, I'll get it wrong. So either Baltimore or Atlanta are going to the finals, and I'll be like, oh, I got half right again.
Our right was for Tony Gonzalez.
Oh, well, I would rather see Tony since he's never played in Super Bowl. At least Ray Lewis has played in one.
And won one.
Yeah, so he's actually done it already. And he's a Super Bowl MVP too, so.
Okay. It's gonna be awesome every time. Championship is always awesome. We had two fantastic games last year.
Yeah.
Both 17-14, I think, or something close to that. Very low, no major shootouts. I think they get a little more offensive this year, but I think defense up. I think Mike no longer get Atlanta. I think the defense is going to put the ball up like they did during the Seattle game, first 3 quarters. And I don't see Kaepernick having that big of a close game, but I don't see Matt have that big. So they are even. And we think if the Turner can continue his run, he had a pretty big game last year, but they're fourth. I don't see that.
Yeah, that looked like the Michael Turner that signed with Atlanta back in 2008. And I was like, why did we let him go?
Michael Turner, are you 28 now? Like, what happened? This is crazy.
Did you get into a time machine, Michael Turner? Did you say, I'm going in my time machine?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Tony Gonzalez can still play. He has a time machine. I think he has a time machine.
Or maybe Tony Gonzalez could like Undertaker. Stay at age 30. Well, the joke is like Undertaker's like the 45. Like, how old Taker? 45 next year. How old are you, Taker? 45. Like, have you ever seen Taker's age never changes?
Yeah.
So maybe Tony Gonzalez get away with that because he's old. And I remember like my theory, it's been knowledge. If they lose that team or Super Bowl, he might just come back one more year. We're so close. Maybe I'm doing.
I think he would too. I think Tony would. Like, if you guys do get this close, like I think if it's a blowout, Tony Gonzalez will be like, "Oh, this is my final game," and it'll be really sad because TG is one of the best tight ends ever in NFL history. Next to Killer Winslow Sr., of course. I have to put his name out there.
He's one of the greatest. Don't forget Shannon Sharp's.
Shannon Sharp, baby, on CBS. Oh, God, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't stand. I can stand Sterling when he talks on NFL Network, but Shannon, I don't understand what he's saying at the time. I'm like, what are you trying to say?
Totally, he's just excited.
He's like, Dan, they ain't playing football. It's like, what? Can you just speak English? I don't understand your gibberish.
Whatever the bullshit he does.
Yeah, like Sterling, I can understand. You know who's funny on NFL Network? LT. LT has like it's so funny when
to be honest.
Huh?
I barely see LT on that.
He's on first on the field. He's so funny when he breaks down plays. He goes into this weird voice that's not an LT voice. He's like, right here we have Doug Martin as the running back. Josh Freeman hands the ball off to Doug Martin. Bam! Doug Martin gets to the hole. It's like, what the hell? It's like, because he's from Texas. And I have a theory. I don't know if this is a true theory, but I think all great running backs come from Texas because Adrian Peterson's from Texas. LT's from Texas. Well, Walter Payton's not from Texas. And from the South. Because Barry Sanders, he's from Kansas, but he's still a redneck. Like, I feel like all great running backs have redneck blood in them.
Yeah, I'm not judge that.
I'm gonna look up all great running backs.
I see a lot of Kurt Warner. I see a lot of Marshall Falk. I see a lot of Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp's annoying as hell. Michael Irvin's annoying too. Michael Irvin, shut the fuck up, dude. He's like,
dude, my one fair don't marry you.
I love
goofy.
I'm so glad that he was not interviewed from the Chargers because he wanted to take over us.
Oh, really? I think Mariucci's just kind of dumb. I think the closest should come back are like Gruden and Cow. I think those two stalls definitely a lot left. I think Mariucci welcome. Yeah,
John Gruden's too busy having a good time at WWE Raw.
That was the dude I marked. I like this guy. Could you imagine? Dude, I listen to John Gruden, Golden Law.
John Gruden. But the only problem with John Gruden that I hate about his commentary is that he kind of kisses ass to everyone. He's like,
"Oh, that's the funny thing about John Gruden. He always says, I don't like this."
He's like, "I like Phillip Rivers. I like Peyton Manning. I like Matt Ryan. I like Jay Cutler. I like Matthew Stafford. I like Blaine." No, I don't like Blaine Gabbert.
I like Tony Romo.
The one guy that John Gruden has a major crush on is Jake Locker, Tennessee's quarterback.
Yeah, why? He's very injury prone.
The reason why is because Jake Locker is an interesting prospect. I personally love Jake Locker being a college football fan, watching them beat the shit out of USC every time USC was ranked high. Fuck you, USC. But Jake Locker is a wild factor. But the thing was, John Gruden, when he was thinking about coming back to coach, he wanted to choose the tight ends as one of his options because he loved Jake Locker in college. That's pretty much it. John Gruden just loves Jake Locker. So he that's like John Gruden's favorite quarterback. And then his other favorite is like Christian Ponder. He has like the weirdest favorites. I think he just likes bad quarterbacks because he can make them better. That's what John Gruden does.
Oh, well, that's all the commentating job, I guess, right?
Yep.
You make guys better than they really are. So.
Yeah.
I just think Gruden, I think he still has something left to coach for. And we'll see him next year. I think he's waiting for like a job like Dallas or New York to open up.
No, I don't think Gruden's that type of guy. I think Gruden's waiting for like Tennessee or something smaller because, like, I mean, he coached in Oakland. Like, Oakland's not really like the greatest, market. Like, Oakland's John Madden territory. That's like John Madden territory. And then Tampa Bay, like, why would you want to go coach in Tampa Bay? Like, well, he got traded there. He had no option, but still, why would you want to go, stay in Tampa Bay? Like, he stayed there for a long time. So I feel like he's more of like a small market type of guy. Like, he likes taking like teams that no one think will be good and play Gruden ball with them and make them better,
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has a history of smaller teams. And I see him in like Carolina or something. I definitely see him in Newton.
No, because
but I know you like. I think Ron Rivera is not last.
No, because Carolina thinks Ron Rivera is the answer to their prayers. Like, shut the fuck up.
I think first on the hot seat, 1 more year, he's kind of if you don't make something notable.
I just don't understand how in the blue fuck you're making Cam Newton it. I just wish Ron Rivera would actually look at Cam Newton. He is not an option fucking quarterback. Cam Newton's just a big physical muscle that can throw the ball deep and run whenever he wants. Use him like that. Stop playing option with him, especially with those shitty ass running backs, D. Well and J. Stu. Fuck those two. They're both.
Your boy Mike Tolbert.
Who? I forgot. I forgot his name. He's disowned.
Anyway, we should just wrap this up. But then going for almost.
Yeah.
But overall, man, I enjoyed it as usual. And in terms of Reds, I think we have a Mania build-up, and I think this Mania should be better than last year's. And I know we're going a little ahead of ourselves, but I think
I think it has a possibility to be too. I mean, it feels like nothing can go lower than WrestleMania 27. That's like
that's bad.
So it's like 28 was good, but I feel like this one will definitely have a more stacked card, and I feel like they're setting up the pieces really nicely to the point where it could be one of the better Manias. Like, last year's Mania was good, but I feel this one could be great. It's not just because you're going there. I really do feel like it could be great. Like, I feel like it could be a great show with some good matches on there, as long as they don't have like stupid matches that are like 8-man tags that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah, I think the issue with me, they had a lot of throwaways. Like, honestly, clearly it was a big show. Why came in York, the the team tagging. I say,
Joe Laurinaitis. I miss you.
I'm just like, why am I supposed to be interested? And guys, I brought Maria Menounos. So like those 4 matches are complete throwaways. If they could avoid throwaways, then I think this Mania could definitely be one of the best.
Yeah, I totally agree there.
Like, what was so meaningful about Randy Orton came?
Well, the fact that Randy Orton was wearing his wedding ring was meaningful, I guess. That's the only thing I know about this match. And me and my friends were cracking Twitter jokes like, would Kane pull out his cell phone during the match and be like beating up Randy Orton, #WrestleMania.
Hellfire and brimstone, dude.
#WrestleMania.
Oh
yeah, and then
they avoid throwing matches
and stupid matches like Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, then it would be good.
Yeah, totally. Let's hope it doesn't happen again, right? Jeez.
Yeah, like 18 seconds, like, the fuck.
Well, yeah. Well, next month we'll definitely get into more of the Chamber and War Aces and Eights, I guess. And
when do you think Aces and Eights are gonna end? Give a prediction. I'm saying it's ending at Bound for.
Huh? What, you say next year's Bound for Glory?
No, this year's Bound for Glory.
I would say lockdown.
I'm saying Bound for Glory.
Shit, if it goes off the bat. Like they just started.
Because they have like 7 other members that still have masks.
Oh,
and they unmask them like every 3 weeks. So that's what I'm just doing the math.
Oh,
and you know they're gonna add like some random bullshit that I don't care about on there, so
I don't. It's just getting. It's like already 8 months and nothing major's happened. It's like what major thing could happen? Like who could come? What is Chris Jericho going to come magically? No, he's not. But like
Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg, and then he's gonna beat up Crimson backstage because they fight on Twitter. By the way, do you think just quickly? Do you think the Lethal Lockdown match is kind of stupid? I really don't like that match.
Well, it's based off the what's it called, War Games match in WCW, and I didn't enjoy any of those matches. So yeah, I think it is kind of stupid.
Just like all these 10 guys are in, it's all filled up. Half of them are laying down.
Yeah, it's like.
And then last year's freaking Garrett Bishop hanging his father guitar. Oh, whoopee.
No, like Lethal Lockdowns were cool when they had like 3 people on a team, but then they started getting ridiculous when they had like 10 people on each team, and it's like what?
Shit. Yeah, I don't want the 2 minutes for it, but like they should do like elimination style, pin a few guys.
Yeah, that's what I never understand. Why is it that pinfalls happen when all your teammates are in the ring? Can't you just eliminate people? No, that makes too much sense.
The guys are laying down at one point. You got freaking. Oh, you got like AJ Styles laying for 2 minutes. Like, get up.
But don't worry, all the baby faces get up and going once the weapons drop. The baby faces just get up and grab all the weapons.
And you must have hated it last year because Gunner was in it for like the whole match.
I know. He was like in there, and I was just like, oh my goodness, can I kill myself? Can I kill myself? Can I kill myself?
Well, anyway, good as always then.
Yep. Remember, guys.
Shape next month, and TNA, God knows what they're going to be doing by then.
And maybe Super Bowl. All right, Super Bowl's around that time, right?
Oh, yeah.
We can recap that. So, yeah, in the description box, all our stuff. Remember, guys, watch the football games. And if you guys are interested, watch the East-West Shrine game. That's pretty much the college football all-star game. Guys like Alfred Morris, Vaughn Miller, Jake Locker, Adrian Peterson, and a bunch of others have played in that game. And it really shows, because their careers are pretty good, especially ADs. So if you guys are interested in the future talent, check that out. It's pretty much like the Pro Bowl, but better.
Especially when your team sucks.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching it. So Alan's stuff is going to be down below. Do you have a link to your Bleacher Report, like personal, or do you want me to just link you to the article that you wrote about the 10 players to watch?
Yeah. Basically, Alan Sturck. Just type out everything's mostly Alan Sturck.
Yeah, I'll just link to the recent. I'll link to the TGR Sports one, and I'll also link to the recent article he wrote, the 10 players to watch for the game. So I'll link to that.
A lot. And I'll probably do it for the Super Bowl, regardless if Atlanta doesn't make it or not. I just think it's cool, to feature like the very impactful players, whether they're role players or superstars.
Yeah, that's a good article to write.
I think it's just better than doing the typical match of like, Michael Crabtree against Sante Samuel.
Yeah, it's like, eh. And remember, guys, no catfishing. Goodbye.